An objection, Governor Sanders issued a proclamation saying overseas military voters may not have enough time to vote with these dates. In response, the Democratic Party of Arkansas says this proclamation achieves the goal of our lawsuit to ensure that 30,000 Arkansans in House District 70 have representation. This is a huge win for democracy and for representation in Arkansas. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Byrne Jr.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
We have a chance of some light rain showers today. That's a 30% chance to rain. Cloudy through the morning hours, then mostly cloudy this afternoon with a high of 68. Mostly cloudy tonight, a slight chance of showers in the evening, an overnight low around 62 degrees. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter Agent Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff, Paul Killingsworth in Cabot, or Chris Allen in Stuttgart today.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we believe one thing above all. When pain ends, life begins. Whether you're chasing a touchdown, a grandkid, or just chasing relief from chronic pain, we're here to help you get back in the game pain-free. Proud sponsors of the Little Rock Touchdown Club and proud to serve Arkansans who refuse to let pain win. Call Arkansas Spine and Pain today, 501-227-0184, because when pain ends, life begins. Arkansas Spine and Pain, ASAP.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Accountable Roofing and Remodeling presents Bruce James every Tuesday morning this fall on Morning Mayhem. Bruce will break down each game, the opponent, and the Razorback program the only way he knows how, and that's with no punches pulled. Bruce James with David, Roger, and Justin on Morning Mayhem, presented by Accountable Roofing and Remodeling, home of the 10-year leak-free guarantee. Football fans, get to Brewski's Pub and Grub, downtown Little Rock and North Little Rock. Brewski's is your ultimate game day headquarters. The Brewskitron is bigger than life, TVs cover every single wall, and the game sound is always on. Plus, happy hour till 7 Monday through Friday with drink specials every single day. And more. NFL game on Sunday at Brewski's. Brewski's Pub and Grub, your home for football all season long.
2026 is about to become the year that you discovered you like the way you look. What makes me say that is this. The Little Rock Athletic Club or the Little Rock Racket Club will let you join for 50% off the joining fee. This offer is good through December 31st. With all the variety they offer, workouts become fun. Your Little Rock Athletic Club or Racket Club invites you to join now. And in 26, people will witness the fitness, and one of those people will be you.
Looking to grow your business in fast-growing Conway? Ready to make your move to the Argenta Arts District? Nabholz Properties has you covered. Currently available 3 prime commercial lots in Conway, or a partially furnished office space for lease at the corner of Broadway and Main Street. NPI provides full-service commercial real estate brokerage services throughout the state of Arkansas. Since 1983, a commercial real estate firm you can trust. Call Greg Nabholz at 501-329 859-4468 or visit nabprop.com to learn more.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota, and I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours, or just a little too cheap, or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network. The Zone at the Little Rock Touchdown Club is brought to you by Arkansas Spine and Pain. Whether your head, neck, upper body, or lower body are giving you problems, ASAP can get you back to a pain-free life. ASAP, life begins when pain ends. For more information, go to their website at arkansasspineandpain.com.
He knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Top's picking it up. Let's go to Hennessy anyway. He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard him with that stock. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will.
All right, welcome into the Zone, live from the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Great to be with you, Justin Acri, DJ Williams, and Christian is off today, so we've got Trip Keeter back in the studio. If you call us at 661-1037, that's who you'll hear from very first. So there you go. Arkansas loses again this weekend. Basketball team escapes. Women's basketball loses. Volleyball goes down in flames once again, and we had a full slate of NFL games and some near upsets in college football, and I guess a couple of surprises across the board. So there you go, plenty to delve into, whatever you want to get into. We're going to be joined by Mack Brown, the former Texas head coach today, and 2 times over, the former UNC head coach. We'll talk to him about the matchup with Arkansas this week and see what his thoughts are on Bill Belichick taking over at North Carolina, which obviously he has done this season after Mack Brown said deuces. So there you go. That's our show today. All right, in a nutshell, what's up?
What's up, man?
Did you have a good time watching the game this weekend?
No.
Wasn't that great?
No,
It's a good weekend
really.
for our guys, though. Caleb Wooden had a block punt fumble recovery, returned it in, scoop and score. We always teach it, scoop and score. And then Mike Washington got him a TD, so they were probably the best 2 guys in the game, I would say, this weekend, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we'll take it. Going back watching that game, you know what I'm slowly starting to pick up on?
What's that, Bob?
In these situations, with what's going on with the university right now, no one really wants to know what people think the problem is. They just want somebody to tell them something that's going to validate how they feel. That's what I've started to figure out. Because, I look at, social media, trying to get a gauge, try to explain, hey, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on that? And if it's not exactly what someone wants to hear, they just lose their mind. So when it comes to solutions and talking about the program and people calling in thinking this is what they need to do moving forward, what's the point anymore? It's just I don't know if there's are they looking for one fix-all solution by an explanation of what the real problem is? It's just not real. I say this because people continue to ask about Coach Petrino, right?
Yeah.
And Justin, I don't know where you are on this, and I'll say this. Moving forward, I'm starting to lean a little bit more towards really not advocating for anyone specifically, but maybe a little bit more towards away from, okay, maybe it is finally time to swipe the slate and start completely fresh. But what comes with that, Justin, is what The only thing that worries me about that is that takes time. And I just feel like this fan base isn't in a position where they actually even think that they're okay with time to give somebody to come in here with a fresh slate and start clean, given the position we're in this conference, the money that we lack here in this conference. That's always going to be a thing, even after revenue sharing, always going to be behind the 8 ball. And so the idea of starting fresh from zero again, are we going to be okay with another 3 years to build up to 8-win season and then hopefully maintain that? I don't know.
Shouldn't take 3 years to get to 8 wins. Shouldn't take 3 years to win. Shouldn't take 3 years to win.
To 8? I said 8 wins. I didn't say win. Because I would say collectively, I think we could easily, let's just say, improve to 6 wins next year in the season. And that team may not be better than this team right now when you look at what's been on the field. And so it's just, I'm very curious about what the expectation is, not only within the next hire, but at least the next 1 to 3 years, because that's just what it takes. It takes time. I have yet to see a program with overnight success like that, unless you get somebody to give the University of Arkansas football program a $50 million gift. And we don't have a lot of people doing that right now.
How much money does Indiana have?
I don't know. What do you think?
Not that much,
Yeah.
probably compared to their competitors, and they're kicking ass. So what's their deal?
Okay, you named out one team out of how many in college football? It sounds nice.
I'm not asking for Arkansas to be a top 5 team. I'm not asking for them to be a national championship contender. I'm saying for them to be respectable. There's no reason that the right coach shouldn't be able to turn this thing around in a quick hurry.
I agree.
And the right coach might already be there.
Yeah, and I'm just Indiana and Ohio State Big Ten fans, coach, give me a break. I would be more impressed if it was done in our conference. I really would. Not trying to take away from Indiana, as I have been in the past. I think they have turned that leaf. But I think given one example of one team saying, okay, see, if this team can do it, I don't think that should set the standard of that every team can potentially do that. I think it just goes to elevate this idea that it's really hard to do, that only one team like Indiana has been able to separate themselves without a seemingly big budget and able to turn a program around.
Yeah, I don't know. We got to take a break early. We're going to talk to Trey Biddy. It's 10:12. We'll be back in a second. You're in the zone. We're live at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Stick around.
This is Sports Center.
Fun day in the NFL yesterday. 9 games were decided by one score. The Eagles get to 8-2 with a 16-9 victory over the Detroit Lions on Sunday Night Football. The Broncos get to 9-2 yesterday. They beat the Chiefs 22-19. Kansas City is now 5-5 overall. The Ravens now 500. They beat the Browns 23-16. Shedeur Sanders saw action yesterday. The Packers are now 6-3-1. They beat the Giants 27-20. Bears are in first place in the NFC North. They're 7-3 overall with a 19-17 win at the Horn against the Vikings. And the Dolphins beat the Commanders 16-13 in the NFL's first game ever in Spain. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Check out the new clothing at Bell & Swart in Conway. A new cricket polo with Razorback logo, button-downs, Veo and Peter. Great staff, fantastic service. Bell & Swart, the only Central Arkansas men's store with a tailor on staff to fit you. So go now to Bell & Swart, 1011 Oak Street in Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. President Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving a national holiday in 1863, at a time when our nation had been ripped apart by secession and war. He noted that the nation had been blessed by the gifts of the Most High God, and so it remains today. While we are divided in opinions and political ideas, we are all Americans. We owe much to the munificence and kindness of our Creator. This Thanksgiving, stop, drop, and give thanks to God. When you're in Rosebud, stop by Double B's and grab a hot plate lunch. Or if it's a burger you're craving, Rosebud has one of the best of those. You can also get homemade pies for Thanksgiving. Check ahead. They go quickly. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you. With state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
You're back in the zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
All right, back here at the Little Rock Touchdown Club, recapping the weekend. If you want to join us, 501-661-1037, DJ Williams, Justin Acri. All right, so we got Trey Biddy coming up here in just a second, and we'll talk to him about the weekend. I don't know if I assume he didn't go down to Baton Rouge this weekend, but he knows what he needs to know, which is they didn't win again, so. Specific to this game, do we even care? I mean, do we want to get into it? Is it even worth it at this point?
God, we have to, even though it's getting old, right?
Yeah.
It's tough.
It was another missed opportunity.
I mean, we say that 8 weeks in a row. Except Notre Dame.
The turnovers, the boneheaded mistakes. And the thing is, I mean, it's funny. I think when KJ Jefferson left, we were all ready to move on because of the way things went. And I love Talon and some of the things he brings to the table. And they're not in position to win a lot of these games without his performance. But at the same time, you just can't tolerate the boneheaded plays.
So I said this about Coach Petrino. People just – my thing with him, like, he didn't just mysteriously not know how to coach overnight. Dude can coach football. I think collectively, if you are somewhat not emotionally attached to your mind being made up and saying you want everything to be switched up there, you have to just say, yes, he can coach football. In plenty of positions to put your team in a spot to win. Team doesn't get it done. A lot of people say it wasn't Coach Petrino who fumbled. It wasn't Coach Petrino who threw those picks. It wasn't Coach Petrino who did this. But I will say this, and this is my thing. This is the only thing that I said concerns me about him moving forward is lately his approach to the quarterbacks that he is looking for.
What do you mean?
I think he's just looking for the next Lamar Jackson. I believe his offense is most efficient with a pass-first quarterback. I really do. Eyes to if he can do that when things break down. And so, but when you get in these situations in the SEC and everybody's so fast and they're so big, and you can't always escape the pocket, and you rely on decision-making. That's the big thing. I think you're, as much as you want the decision-making to come from a pass-first quarterback, you're asking that of Talon and also make the decisions in these read options. And I think just too many times, that's for the first interception. I just – those are the moments where I don't understand Coach Petrino realizes – he's given us a lot, but we cannot overcome these turnovers. No. I mean, he completely overlooked Jaden Platt in the flat, looking right in front of him, and forced it into triple coverage. And I'm not sure what happened on the I've really tried to look at this play over and over. Did Omega kind of give up on the play? Was he supposed to be inside? What was it, a bad throw? Was it supposed to be back shoulder?
Coach Petrino's convinced it was pass interference.
And I looked at it enough. I think he way overboard in his response about looking for that pass interference.
Maybe in the moment he was upset. Maybe on tape after he gets a chance to go back and watch it, maybe he would look at it differently.
Well, I'm assuming he said that because he understood that's where the ball was going, so he was going to look at that play. And I just think sometimes, and Coach P gets like this, he thinks people are out to get him, and he may think the refs are on him. We used to be at practice, and we had to stop practice if we ever had heard a helicopter because maybe somebody's in a helicopter looking for plays. It's just this mindset. But him going into the halftime like that, I think one of the biggest messages you could send to your team on the road in a must-win environment to just try to save whatever you got left in this season needs to be a sense of calmness and not feel like you now need to start worrying about the things that are not in your control.
True.
And I think that very easily could carry over into the locker room and now give these kids on the team an excuse to start saying the refs are out to get us. Oh, the refs, I don't think that's the right move, especially going back and watching that play. But he's frustrated.
Yeah.
And I think just as much as we want players to be able to put their emotions in check, you have to hold coaches to the same standard.
Concur. Got a couple of callers on. Let's get to them. Harley is up first in the zone. If you want to join us again, 661-1037. Thoughts on the weekend? Thoughts on the coaching search? I got asked about it 52 times this weekend. I have no idea. Here's my feeling about it. At the end of the day, if Bobby Petrino's the worst they do, I'm going to be fine with it. I hope they don't hire somebody that doesn't electrify or excite the fan base, though. If they hire somebody out there who's like, okay, that's fine, just keep Petrino in that case for me. But whatever. Harley, what's up?
Morning, guys.
Morning, Harley.
Man, I tell you, I like Taylor, but I'm so tired of him not looking at the whole field and getting tunnel vision. And I think that's what happened in that triple coverage pass. But main thing I'm calling in to say, I'm done with Arkansas football for the year. I'm going to start following UCA because at least they can figure it out. And even though they lost this weekend.
I hate to break it to you. They're kind of going through the same thing this year, but okay.
Yeah. I am a big basketball fan. I'm going to be following the basketball the rest of the year. But I'm with you, DJ. Clean house, fire the coaches to see this season. Be first at something. And let's get rid of our players that aren't worth the darn, that don't have the IQ, and bring some good ones in. You guys have a good day. That's all I have to say.
Sounds simple enough. All right, he's got it all figured out.
And let me brush that up. Like I said, I've been against cleaning house and starting from scratch, but I think we're at that point now where I would understand it if it happens. I just want to make sure if that is the case and you don't get that splash hire, like you just said, and you get a guy who's going to take time to implement his strategy and all that stuff, you have to give him time. But what comes with that, it's a little bit more what we're dealing with right now because, newsflash, SEC ain't getting any easier.
No.
At all.
And I'd have to look at the non-con schedule, too. Do you know who's on the slate next year? We'll figure it out. Greg says, Indiana, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, if they can do it, we can. Yeah, Texas Tech has billionaires. They've got a little bit of an advantage, but they did turn around quickly. Ole Miss, to me, shouldn't have any significant advantages over Arkansas other than they've got a really good coach.
And he's been there for how long now?
It's been a few years, yeah.
And they bought into it, and they spend money.
They bought into it, yes,
yeah, they did.
Literally.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I don't think Arkansas has to be a national championship team right away, but I would like for them to be competitive, and I don't know, again, what that looks like exactly, but whatever. LC is online, too. What's up, LC?
Hey, guys. DJ, I'm with you. As far as quarterback, that fella from was it Greenwood?
Uh-huh.
A little more cerebral, possibly. And I'm not no hit on Taylor, but some of those decisions are. I mean, it's just time. And I know Bobby's. I don't know why he won't pull him, but I got a feeling I know. Hey, if you guys, DJ, if you had $20 million,
whoa, hang on, LC.
Okay.
Why do you think?
Go ahead.
Why do you think that he won't pull him?
Because Frank is paying him a ton of money, and he wants to get what he can out of him. That's just my personal opinion.
That's fine. You can have that. Do you think there's another quarterback on campus that would be a better option right now that you feel very confident about? Okay.
I think he's just if given. Here's the problem: the offensive line's got to give anybody time. But if they gave him enough time, I'm not so sure he couldn't make better decisions than Talon has.
Who?
That's just whoever the second string guy is. Number what's the 7? Number 7 is that it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, obviously,
One
feel
more
very
thing.
strongly
if
about
you
this.
could get 5 guys and you had $20 million on our team, you don't have to give out names, but positions. 2 on defense, 2 on offense, and then a wild card position. What would the 5 positions you think we need to take that next step? Could y'all mull that over and give me some feedback on that?
If you got $20 million, and you're going to spend the bulk of that money on 5 positions for what we need, I would start.
Yes.
with
5 guys.
Yeah. I would start with the edge rusher always. And I know a lot. I still think Quincy Rhodes, if he sticks around and comes back next year, I think he's just going to get better and better. But we still haven't had that one guy who was just a program changer on the defensive side of the ball. So I'd probably spend my most money there, right behind quarterback.
Offensive line, quarterback, and pass rushers, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Man, you got to have
Thank
something.
you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
In a big receiver. I'd like a big.
You have a big receiver. He's just not healthy.
Who?
The kid from Warren. How big you want? Like 6'8"?
I mean, I guess a big proven receiver. How about that?
That's already transferring in. You mean not a kid that came out of high school?
I mean, I would love for the kid from Warren to be that guy. We just don't know yet.
Right.
He looks the part, and we've heard great things. What is his deal? Was that an ankle sprain?
I'm not sure.
Are they saving his red shirt? I don't know. I would split up a big bulk offensive line. I would definitely put it on a pass rusher. I would love a nose guard or a 3 technique who is just a mammoth who can just secure the middle. Quarterback.
Sam is up next. Hey, Sam, welcome.
Hello. How are you?
Hi. I don't know. Okay. What's up?
Okay, so when Chad Morris was fired, and I don't know if y'all know this off the top of your head, was anyone retained from his staff to Pittman's staff?
Good question. I don't know that.
So why would we consider retaining a guy that's going to be the head of a post 2-win season that just came from Texas A&M that granted, I know they had Jimbo, and that's another topic, but I don't understand why we're not just talking about, and I know DJ just kind of made the point of let's get a home run higher, but if not, Bobby's a good option. I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, why aren't we putting all of our chips in the center of the table and going for the home run? And what do we know why it's taking so long?
I would just say look at all the other positions that are open right now. And if you're going to get a home run higher and you want that guy, then that guy's probably in the same conversation with LSU, Florida. Just go down the list of these vacancies that are open, even at Auburn. I mean, so I think when it comes to, yes, if we could get that guy, but does the guy want us?
All right. Well, let me throw something out there that I haven't heard the name of, and I heard it suggested by somebody talking about going for a defensive-minded coach with an up-and-coming offensive coordinator. But what if you flip that and got a guy like Colin Klein from Texas A&M?
How is that a better option than what they have now?
Say what?
How is he a better option than Bobby Petrino?
Their offense, they're the number 3 team in the country right now. What do you mean? They score points.
Didn't he come up under?
He's never been a head coach, I think.
Coordinator.
I think you're making my point for me.
And who's this, Sam? Is this Sam?
Yes.
Said? And, Sam, I'll say this, too. I think it's safe to say, too, that Texas A&M, they got a lot of great resources when it comes to finances and when it comes to paying the NIL. They're one of the biggest. And so could he recreate that without the same support? That's my thing, because great coaches are great coaches, but what makes great coaches even better is when you have horses in the stable that are better than most. And so that's a big thing that they got going on at Texas A&M. So I think if he came over here and did bad, then would that magically make him a bad coach? No. I think it's just the situation that would fit best for him. And would he be looking at Arkansas as like, okay, let me out of the gate now try a head coaching job and let me try to do this year? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? It's just
no, I absolutely get what you're
Yeah.
saying. Because, I mean, even at this point, like all the coaches from the American Conference, that conference is so, like Golish, Summerall, who else? Ryan Silverfield at Memphis. Like, those guys are – it's all over the place in that there's not a dominant coach. And I don't know that one of those guys would translate very well to Arkansas. I mean, does Memphis have similar resources as far as money to Arkansas for football?
I hope not. I hope it's more here. But
I think
according
so.
to our –
we did have one guy call and tell us that they're in just as good a shape as Arkansas, or maybe better, but I don't know if that's – I wouldn't think that would be the case. Anyway,
Right.
Sam, we got to run. I appreciate the call.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
No
I don't
worries.
think
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've heard a lot of offers and a lot of options, and I don't know what the answer is. That's not my job. But hiring an offensive coordinator who's never been a head coach on an offense that isn't as dynamic as Arkansas's doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But okay, if that's what you want to do, go for it. Tell me how Colin Klein makes sense. Come on, stop. Anyway, all right, let's get Trey Biddy on. Maybe he's got an
had
idea.
his finger on the pulse of Arkansas sports more than anyone else. You've heard him on Drive Time Sports for years. Now, he's bringing his talents to the zone also. He's Trey Biddy of hogsports.com. He's brought to you by Tiretown, Pointe-Ness, and Benton, carrying all the top tire brands. There's no stress with Pointe-Ness. Check them out at pointenesstire.com.
We will recap all the wild weekend in sports. And speaking of Texas A&M, what an incredible wild game. There's so many things to that one we'll get to. But there's Trey Biddy. Appreciate you, Trey. We're not normally on time, but we were today, so thank you for accommodating. How are you?
Yeah. Good. Memphis is allegedly the biggest spender in G5. I do not think that puts them near Arkansas, however. South Florida is a big spender. Tulane's a pretty big spender. UTSA probably has about $1 million roster, one of the worst in the AAC. So, I don't know, just a little bit of insight there. The last caller is right on one thing, at least what Hunter Yurachek is telling influential boosters as of, I believe that was Thursday meeting, that they are leaning to the idea of bringing in a defensive-minded coach. That doesn't mean a coordinator, could absolutely be a head coach, pairing him with an offensive coordinator who's really dynamic. So, but that doesn't mean that's what they will do. That just means they're leaning toward that, or that concept, and that formula is something that works at Oregon, for example. Georgia, Kirby's a defensive-minded coach. Saban was a defensive-minded coach, so on and so forth. So that's kind of maybe the thought process. And he's telling people that they were down to 8. That again, this is what he's telling people. He could have his guy. I talked to one guy who says they feel like something had shifted a little bit, and I can't really go into why, but it feels like as of last week something might have shifted a little bit. So, but anyway,
you can't go into why because you don't know, or you can't go into why because you can't tell us.
I can't go into why because it would reveal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and Hunter is telling people that he wants to get the job done. He wants to get it done soon because he thinks there will be more jobs in the SEC opening up and wants to get this done before these dominoes start falling and a lot of chaos ensues. It's going to be a wild coaching search season.
It's already a wild one, isn't it? I mean, what else could possibly happen? I mean, what
consider
other
the jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider the jobs that were open last year compared to this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you
it's not even close.
Do you expect another conference job to come open in the SEC?
And possibly Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss gets difficult because you're talking about Kiffin probably making a run. He's going to make the college football playoff. If he makes a run, then where does that leave anybody that wants him? Well, way after the transfer portal has opened and closed, so you risk losing players. But I've heard Ole Miss is putting $13.5 million in front of him, and I've heard that like LSU and Florida, there's been talks of $12 to $15 million for Kiffin. I've also heard talks of maybe he would consider going back to the NFL. But if you're Ole Miss, you have to keep Lane Kiffin. There's nobody who's going to want to follow Lane Kiffin. He's the most successful coach you've had since Vaught there. So anyway, there's the possibility that more jobs will come open. We're going to see dominoes fall. I mean, LSU and Florida programs like that are unlikely to, just settle for a coach that's not a sitting Power 5 coach, especially for Florida after, dipping in the G5 last year. But there's all kinds of names out there, coaches that would fit that mold. John Sumrall would probably fit the mold pretty perfectly, but there's a lot of talk with Auburn with him. Kane Womack is another guy that maybe not quite on the level you would think of Sumrall, because he's the defensive coordinator at Alabama, though he was head coach at South Alabama, had a 10-win season there, a program that never wins. So, he's got that. There are interesting candidates out there, but I know that a while back Juracek was saying that there were 2 Big Ten coaches interested, 2 ACC coaches interested, 6 G5 coaches they were talking to, and a couple of guys coaching in the NFL in some capacity. Also, Jeff Traylor, I know, has interviewed. He's another one. So some of these guys are speculation. Some of them are verified. James Franklin, Ed Orgeron is not going to be the coach here. I don't even think there's been any contact with Ed Orgeron. I'm not sure where that originated, but people are asking me that all the time. James Franklin, absolutely was contact with James Franklin. They put together, a package, all this kind of stuff. Franklin was definitely asking around about Arkansas and the inner workings of the athletic department, but that appears to have also fizzled from pretty early on. He'd probably end up at Blacksburg, or, Florida State could open up. He could end up there, but I think it's pretty slim. It's always been a slim chance, but even more so seems unlikely for Arkansas and Franklin.
What these top coaches we've been kind of talking about, or you just mentioned right now, out of them, which of ones do you actually think would have Arkansas high on their list, if first on their list?
Well, Kane Womack would have it up there. I mean, he's a former player at Arkansas. I remember when he played here. He was a walk-on fullback. His dad, Dave Womack, was defensive coordinator at Arkansas. Kane went to Fayetteville High School. So there's a lot of reasons that he would probably jump at the opportunity to return to Arkansas and coach at Arkansas. I know that he's interested. I've talked to people that know him that have verified that he has interest in the Arkansas job. I would think that like a guy like Eric Morris doesn't seem to be like, fans don't seem to be like excited about Eric Morris, but he is, doing the best job right this year out of all those G5 coaches, AAC coaches right now. I think they've just lost the one game. Alex Golesh, I think, is a popular name, although they just lost to Navy, knocking them out of the conference championship conversation. But he has, SEC experience, being offensive coordinator at Tennessee. His wife is from Greenwood. That's certainly been talked about a lot. I believe Morris's wife is also from Rector. I'm not sure on that, but somebody told me that his wife is from Rector too, so that's kind of interesting. So, I think guys with connections like that. John Sumrall, has been probably at the top of my Jeff Traylor would have also absolutely take the job, no questions asked. And the thing with Traylor is you see, they're 5-5 this season. The more NIL has come into being a factor, the more you don't want to say struggle, because they've been having winning records, but going from like 12 wins to 11 wins to 10 to 9, it's just kind of gone down each year because they don't have any funding there. But, he's done a really good job at UTSA, and he would love to come back to Arkansas. I know that. So,
Trey,
and I'm sure there are others, though. Nobody really talks about the Wake Forest coach. He's done some good things too. Eck at New Mexico. But there seems to be something with every guy. Like every guy has, they don't check this box or they don't check that box. I don't know that there's going to be a perfect candidate though.
We're talking to Trey Biddy for just tuning in. Thanks to Tiretown, Point S down in Benton. Let me ask you for odds on this, and then I'm going to ask you about another guy that I was just looking at. Because you mentioned North Texas, maybe look at kind of the rankings and teams that are maybe surprising. What do you think the odds are that they hire a coordinator? Just
I think
1
lower,
to 100.
Yeah, low.
Give me a percentage. 20, 30?
20. maybe.
Okay.
I don't know that you I kind of agree with what you were saying. Like, do you hire a coordinator when you have the option to hire Bobby Petrino also? I don't know that makes a whole lot of sense.
What about a G4 coach? What do you think the odds are on that?
I think that's higher.
Okay.
I think maybe you're talking 70%, maybe.
Okay.
Is
there any number or any percentage you think on a Power 4 coach coming to Arkansas that's already a sitting head coach in Power 4?
Yeah, I think there's a chance. I don't know what my math is at right now on the percentages. So, but,
who is that? Who is the guy?
Yeah,
assuming Franklin's not it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do know that there has been interest from at least 4 sitting Power 4 head coaches right now.
Can you name any of them?
No, but I think Franklin was probably one of those.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, maybe like Jake Dickert maybe at Wake Forest. You know, he had success at Washington State while he was there, and I think they're 7-3 right now at Wake, which isn't an easy task to do. So maybe he would be a guy that would.
Is
be
that a fit?
attainable.
I mean, like regionally, does he have any connections to the area? I mean, I don't see any connection.
So
here.
he doesn't really have that I know of any connections. I mean, he's a defensive-minded coach. Was a defensive coordinator at a lot of different places, including Washington State. Also, he's only 42 years old. So, he checks some boxes, but he definitely doesn't. Again, nobody checks all the boxes.
Right.
But I mean, like there's a lot of guys. That we can talk about. I think I've got like 20-something names on my list.
Is the James Madison coach?
Yeah.
Is James Madison coach on your list? He's got back-to-back 9-win seasons. They're 9-1 this year. They're in the top 25. He's a defensive guy.
Yeah. No. Chesney is absolutely on the list. Now the thing with him, you run into the same kind of thing. Like what kind of background? Again,
right.
This is a guy that has never coached anywhere near here, but he has coached on the Division III level. Ton of success. Division II level, ton of success. FCS level, ton of success, and now the FBS level, and is having a ton of success. He has never coached like in a major conference.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have that background at all.
Yeah.
So that's everybody's got something against him. Anybody that gets hired, it's going to be like, well, he didn't win enough on the Power 4 level, or he didn't have Power 4 experience, or he's just a coordinator, so on and so forth. It's rare that you're going to just go find, like when Bobby Petrino was hired at Arkansas, that was a huge splash because he was in the NFL and he's coming from Louisville where he had a ton of success, like a ton of success. I don't know if it works out with Bobby Petrino landing at Arkansas if he hadn't gone to the NFL and hated it and kind of left there in the middle of the night to wind up at Arkansas. It was just kind of a perfect storm. When Brett Bielema was hired at Arkansas, that was viewed as the biggest hire in college football that year. He led his team to 3 straight Rose Bowls, and people warmed up to the idea, but people also turned their nose up at it. Like, who is Brett Bielema? It took forever for anybody to learn how to pronounce his name right. And so anybody gets hired, there's going to be a faction of people that are going to be disappointed one way or the other.
Would you say us and the fan base here are putting a little bit too many boxes to check on this hire, opposed to how the nation is probably seeing this hire for Arkansas? Because I think a lot of the names you just named, outside of Razorback fans, anyone else would probably say, oh, that's a good get for Arkansas.
Sure. Yeah, I think 100%. I mean, I also don't like to – I mean, it's hard to say this now because Arkansas struggled so much, but I never like when, somebody, national guys try to tell me what Arkansas is and what they're capable of and, what they should accept. But it doesn't mean they're not right. It's kind of like Arkansas Twitter mob. It's like we, sit around and just trash, our own team and talk bad about our own team, but if somebody else dares talks about us, then it's just like we all attack them.
Yeah. Is Hunter Yurachek, pressure on him to get this right? If he misses on this one, is that going to be potentially threatening his job as well?
No question.
No,
you get two chances to hire a football coach as an AD, and he messed up the first one. And from what I hear, he is, obviously disappointed in himself for how things went and wants nothing more than to get this right. There's rumors out there that this isn't his coaching search, and while there will be influential people, obviously, that want a say and stuff, this is Hunter Yurachek's coaching search. Any ideas out there that it's circumventing him some way is inaccurate, at least at this point.
Well, then I guess we're not going to fire Hunter Yurachek for at least 3 years then, because you're not going to know necessarily if this is a good hire. You may know it's a really bad hire.
Unless it's a Chad Morris hire.
Yeah, you may know it's a really bad hire in a year, but you may not know if it's a good hire for a few years. So that's the thing.
Yeah. That's what I always say, Justin.
Yeah.
I want to, it's great to have a splash hire. I want to feel great about this hire in 730 days.
Yep. And I still haven't heard one person that I think is a legitimate, reasonable hire that is going to get me that much more excited than Bobby Petrino is, to be honest with you. I can't. I mean, I'm not. I'll be curious to see what they end up doing, but I haven't heard anything. It's like, oh, wow, that's a clear cut for sure, going to do a lot better job long term than Bobby is.
Yeah, I think that, the things, obviously Bobby's taken over a situation. It's very difficult. He wasn't the head coach. He wasn't, didn't have all the say and everything. It's impossible to blame him for the struggles that they have had on defense this year with the personnel that they recruited or lack of personnel. But they have lost. The things that have hurt him have been, kind of the way they have lost games. Like if you want to talk about the losses, okay, well, fumbling the ball away against Ole Miss when you're driving to take the go-ahead touchdown, fumbling the ball down in the red zone against Memphis, throwing 3 interceptions and a fumble when you had the lead with 9 minutes to go against Auburn. There's just like the last game, and I haven't even had a chance to go back and watch the game yet just because of travel and stuff. And Raylan Sharp's back was to me, but like that catch right there, like if he makes that catch, you got a really great chance at winning the game. And again, I don't even know if it was a catchable ball, so for me saying that, but missing that field. But there's just so many games they lost because of offense.
Yeah,
it's
true.
And even like it'd be great like if the defense gives you some more support, but at the end of the games they've given you opportunities, and it almost feels like the number of close losses that Arkansas has had, that at some point the other team would have screwed up,
right,
and given Arkansas a chance to win, but it keeps being Arkansas that does it.
At the end of the day, this is a top 15 offense. There are definitely a lot of moments and a lot of things in execution and critical times where they didn't get it done. There were a number of those opportunities this weekend where they either turned it over or didn't finish drives. But at the end of the day, you got a top 15 offense, and I think most of us believe that's one thing I feel pretty strong about, is he can create a top-notch offense every year. And so, again, I'm not strongly advocating. I'm just saying, give me somebody who's going to be a clear-cut better option, and let's run with that. But last thing here I want to throw at you. Ethan asked about Pat Fitzgerald. Is he in play for somebody, you think?
I mean, he's a name that's been mentioned. He's the way he obviously left Northwestern wasn't pretty with the hazing allegations and all that kind of stuff. But other coaches have bounced back from stuff like that. And Fitzgerald. I was looking at reviewing everybody that's ever had any success, and Narduzzi was the last guy. Sorry, Narduzzi's not an option, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
But Fitzgerald, he was. I remember when he was winning Lombardi awards for Northwestern. When they had those great teams back in the day, and obviously I think landed that head coaching job at Northwestern before him, and he had a lot of success there. And then the last couple of years didn't, and then the hazing allegation stuff. So I mean maybe he's a guy to consider. It's been a long time. I don't know what he's been doing exactly, but that's been a bit ago now.
The late great Mike Leach stuck a kid in a closet and it worked out okay for him. So, I mean, I don't know why Pat Fitzgerald can't come back.
That's the person who popped in my head when I said that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, there you go. Anyway. All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for the extra time today. And there's obviously a lot to delve into. And let me ask you one last thing as we head out. Do you think that there will be a hire made or announced before the game comes to a close against Missouri or not?
It's tough to say before that. I mean, you don't want to take away, what the current team and players. And, I mean, hell, I would love to see them, if it's not going to be Bobby Petrino, I'd love to see them send them out with a win against Missouri.
Yep, agreed.
And so let's avoid distractions, and they can name somebody right after that if they've got their guy.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Trey, I appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your week.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, you can keep up with the search with Trey on Drive Time Sports throughout the week. Appreciate our friends at Tiretown Point S down in Benton.
You know what this feels like?
What's that?
You ever been on a blackjack table and you get 19, dealer gets 20. You get 20, dealer hits 21. I mean, and then it just keeps going. You're like, what is happening?
Yes, the only
dealer shows a bust card, then they get a 21 on the 6th card they lay out. You're ready to fight that dealer.
Buddy, that's
what it feels like.
That's how it feels like for me, but I'm playing two hands the whole season like that.
It's awful.
Because I got UCA over here, and we've had a bunch of tough, close losses. I'm watching Arkansas do the same thing. At least the Saints, I keep getting I keep getting 17 or 16 against the dealer's two face cards. I'm like, okay, didn't really have much of a shot. It's just like getting 16s over and over again. You're like, okay, it's going to suck.
Then you tell yourself you should get up, but you're like, surely the dealer's going to bust.
Right.
Soon.
Yeah, it's like everybody's like, oh, Arkansas one-score games. It's like, oh, Arkansas, hold my beer. It's like, well, watch us lose by 1 point.
All right, as we head into break, let me tell you about my friends over there at Jones & Son. Holiday season right around the corner. I'll take that back. It's here, y'all. It is here. Go ahead and start that Christmas shopping. Not now, but right now. They got great deals right now going on with some incredible financing options when it comes to the Michael M. or Vahan, some of the top brands of the business. And they got a best price match guarantee on all that. So no matter where you find it, you won't find a better price than at Jones & Son. Want something unique no one else has? The Couture Collection is what you're looking for. So that is some fine jewelry. You got the bracelets, earrings, necklace, got it all. Head to their website to check that out. And the diamonds, I'm telling you, best quality rock, fraction of the price. Their direct diamond importer sets their own prices, and they do it for the customers. Same customers, repeat customers for over 30 years in the same location, doing business right and doing right by you. Go visit my friends at Jones & Son, 11121 Rodney Parham Road.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
It's November, so the days get shorter, the weather gets cooler, and that joint pain gets a little bit more aggravating as it's tougher to get loose. And as your favorite sports like pickleball, basketball, and tennis get pushed inside, make sure you're ready for that indoor season with QC Kinetics. They're going to help you use your body's own natural healing factors to help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce that inflammation, and ultimately relieve your pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And here's the good news. If you sign up for QC Kinetics, you can help our heroes. This month, every veteran who begins their treatment will get $500 off that treatment, and for every non-veteran who begins care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. So there's truly no better time to get rolling with QC Kinetics. Set up that free consultation today at 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. Call QC Kinetics today.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Make Jim's Razorback Pizza your game day headquarters. Known for their amazing thin crust and Detroit-style deep dish pizzas, but don't pass up on their wings that were voted the best by AY Magazine. If you're looking for a great place to watch the game and the most accommodating service around, visit Jim's Razorback Pizza at Highway 10 just past Taylor Loop and the second location at the Morgan Maumelle exit. Jim's Razorback Pizza, proudly serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years.
Attention shoppers, don't wait for Black Friday to find huge deals at Gwatney Chevrolet. Get 10% off in-stock Equinox models or a brand new Suburban. Find Silverado starting at just $29,900 or take home up to $16,000 in savings on select crew cab models. Drive a new Trailblazer home with payments as low as $329 a month. Stop by Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville or visit GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive. With approved credit, restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
For me, the sun rises and sets with
The Zone.
Yeah.
We know how you feel. Don't worry. You're back in the zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
All right, let's go. I just got a text here from El Guapo. He says, if you hear from Rebecca today, please ask her if there's a celebration of life for the Chiefs. Thoughts and prayers. By the way, let me give this early game ball to one Travis Kelce, who fought through a couple of tackles yesterday. That's 4 touchdowns now. He's 1/2 of a touchdown away. Yeah, one more score for us, DJ. So I'm about to give you a high five and maybe buy you a pork belly appetizer as a thank you. Although I'm looking at making $30 on the deal, but it's better than not making $30. Anyway. All right, sounds like Rebecca is on the line from what I'm told. So let's check in with her and see how she's doing now that the Chiefs have been given up for dead. What do you say, Rebecca?
Rebecca's fine, and whoever wrote that, just y'all need to quit worrying about me. I'm fine. The better team won. I have several things. So the better team won yesterday, and until Andy Reid incorporates a run game, the Chiefs are just going to be average at best. Plus, they need to get rid of Matt Nagy, bring Eric Bieniemy back, because that's the last time we had a decent run game. Number 2, concerning the Razorbacks, if I never hear the name Harold Perkins again, it will be too soon in my lifetime. My weekend was not a heartbreak, though. My alma mater, Henderson State Reddies, yes, won the 98th Battle of the Ravine. Rex Nelson's weekend was ruined. My weekend was just great. So everybody, Rebecca is just fine. Y'all have a great day. Bye.
Thanks. I don't think El Guapo was worried about Rebecca. I think he was taking a shot at Rebecca. I don't know if she picked up on that or not. I'm also sure that Rex, knowing him, found 5 or 6 great places to eat this weekend. So he's probably fine. I'm not worried about him either. Also, Washita wasn't going to the playoffs, so it's not like they got bounced out by losing to their arch rivals. As far as Kansas City goes, guess what? What? One thing that Arkansas and Kansas City have in common, in addition to the fact that they both wear red, they are now 0-5 in one-score games this year. So that sucks for them. All right, we got a lot ahead. We've got to delve into the weekend. We got a whole bunch of sound from the game this weekend. We've got some other things that we want to play for you as well. We'll visit with Mack Brown, the former Texas and North Carolina head coach. And we will do our game balls and jock straps brought to you by Caddy's Touch Landscape. Also, we have what's on tap. Pretty busy week for sports, as you might imagine, with crossover season. Stick around.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's fall, y'all. Get your vehicles ready for all the seasons ahead. Yes, all of them. Football, the holidays, and our Arkansas weather. Point S Arkansas. Take care of your tires, brakes, shocks, or just a general service with the brands you know. Falcon.
Tune in every Monday night at 7 for the Coach Calipari Show. Coach will break down each game and talk strategy. And it's all brought to you by Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram and the Big Lot in Benton.
Why so serious? Sports talk and entertainment. Let's put a smile on that face. 103.7 The Buzz. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Philander Smith University is celebrating the largest single donation in the school's history. Jeff Bezos' wife, Mackenzie Scott, is donating $19 million to the school. This is not the first big-time donation of hers. She's contributed over $400 million to HBCUs around the nation. President and CEO of Philander Smith, Dr. Maurice Gibson, says the money they received will allow them to invest in student success, upgrade facilities and programs to prepare future leaders. And young artists from around the state were recognized in a big way over the weekend. 8 students were awarded for their work at the state capitol as a part of the Peace Week Youth Art Contest. Organizers say the goal is to educate promoting peacemaking and highlighting those working to have lasting peace in the state. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK. Gary Burton Jr. Have a great day.
Mike Washington gets in the zone with Justin and DJ each week. Brought to you by Red River Auto Group. Visit redriverauto.com. Your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
We have a chance of some light rain showers today. That's a 30% chance of rain. Cloudy through the morning hours, then mostly cloudy this afternoon with a high of 68. Mostly cloudy tonight, a slight chance of showers in the evening, an overnight low around 62 degrees. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
Mickey Hennard for Hennard Foothills Equipment in Searcy. We've been selling and servicing Kubota equipment since 1991. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, we pride ourselves in an honest sales experience and unmatched service after the sale. We carry Kubota tractors, mowers, construction, and hay equipment. If you allow us to be your Kubota dealer of choice, we promise not to let you down. Come see us on Main Street in Searcy. Hennard Foothills Equipment, we're your hometown Kubota dealer no matter where you live.
Is your yard ready for whatever Mother Nature throws your way? At Acadi's Touch Landscaping, we make sure it is. Whether it's weatherizing your flower beds for the seasons ahead, building strong retaining walls to prevent erosion, or installing French drains to keep water where it belongs, we've got you covered. And when it's time to elevate your outdoor space, we build custom decks perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Call 501-794-2770 to transform your yard into a space you love, rain or shine. Acadi's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770, where we bring the green to your life.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter Agent Christy Pettit in Maumelle, Chad Kesterson in Arkadelphia, or Bo Beavis in Cabot today.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Honey, wake up. Santa's sleigh is on the roof.
Not a sleigh. It's a brand new Lincoln. And you can win your own during Southland Casino Hotel's Here Comes Santa promotion.
How do we win?
Earn entry starting November 1st to win your share of over $550,000 in free play and prizes. And don't forget the grand prize drawings on November 29th and December 27th to win a brand new Lincoln.
Come on, honey. Let's navigate to Southland.
Tell your friends about Here Comes Santa at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Running a business
means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Centennial Bank presents Dan Hampton each week on Morning Mayhem. Centennial Bank. Strength is no accident. You work hard for your money. Keep it secure at Centennial Bank. Member FDIC.
Mike Rowe here with a name everyone should know. Groundworks. The foundation and crawl space repair experts are coming soon to Little Rock. So if you've got a musty crawl space or cracks in your walls, these are the guys to call. And right now, Groundworks is hiring for all positions. If you're looking for a career, Groundworks is the place to do it. You can go from installer to foreman in under a year and become an owner of the company you work for. Apply now at groundworks.com/careers.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15%.
The Zone at the Little Rock Touchdown Club is brought to you by Arkansas Spine and Pain. Whether your head, neck, upper body, or lower body are giving you problems, ASAP can get you back to a pain-free life. ASAP. Life begins when pain ends. For more information, go to their website at arkansasspineandpain.com.
All right. Welcome back. Red White Report coming up in a bit. We'll delve into the Arkansas loss to LSU. It is, I think I saw Tom Murphy's line in the Democrat Gazette this weekend, said loss, rinse, repeat. And that's kind of the way it's been for Arkansas. And, again, finding new and creative ways to lose close games. And, unfortunately, that's the way it went again this weekend with LSU. And they keep fighting. They keep putting up a great effort. They got a special team score, but, unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to get over in Baton Rouge. And they'll try it again down in Austin this week, and a guy that knows all too well how tough it is to go down there and get a victory is Mack Brown, the legendary coach, national championship coach, who is apparently Mr. Speaking Engagement these days, joining us here at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Coach, great to have you back. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to be here. It brings back a lot of memories with Coach Broyles and my relationship with him and Houston Nutt. I coached against Bobby when I was at Texas a couple of times, and Arkansas's got such proud tradition, and it's always fun when you think about the rivalries between Texas and Arkansas, and Texas and Oklahoma, and Texas and A&M. It's just really, really special. I played golf with Bill Montgomery a couple of weeks ago, and Baker Montgomery is one of my best friends, and I've always loved Bill and admired what he did here, and so it's fun to be back in Little Rock.
No doubt. Well, we love you. You know how we feel about Texas, but we're glad to have you here for sure. Bobby Petrino's in a weird situation. Obviously, he left under a lot different terms than when you left Carolina the first time, but it's interesting going back home. How was it for you returning to North Carolina? Was it weird a little bit? Was it exciting? I mean, how'd you feel going back?
They always say you can't go home. I mean, there's a reason they say that, but I enjoyed being back. A lot of renewed friendships. When you leave, there's feelings hurt, and then they get mad at you and they get angry, and then they say, it's okay, I understand better now, and you go back. So it was good for us to go back because we rekindled a lot of the relationships we had before.
Yeah, well, you were able to get the program back on track too, and obviously it's a little different situation now with Coach Belichick, which, we've talked as much about the program off the field as we have on the field so far this year. That's kind of gone by the wayside a little bit at this point. Now it's more about the football. But what's your assessment of what he's done so far, and how difficult do you think it is from what he was doing to what he's doing now?
When you leave a place, you try to leave the place. So I really haven't followed it. I've tried away, because if you're talking to players that you coach, then it's tampering. If you say anything, somebody thinks you're critical, somebody thinks you're being facetious. So I've really tried to stay away and just not comment.
Gotcha. Have you thought about? Did you ever think about going NFL? I mean, was that ever on your?
I did, and I got offered the Browns job one time. Browns at the Browns, so that was, and then had a couple other people that called me, and I really felt like I was a college guy. The pros are so different, and whether it's free agency, I never wanted a group of scouts and a general manager telling me who to coach, and then I get fired because of who they take. So I wanted to be in control. So I just felt like I was better suited for college. And one thing I always did that I'm proud of is that if I didn't think I was best for the place that was asking me to come, I would tell them, I don't think I'm best for you, and here's why. And they'd look at me like, that guy's crazy, man. But I think, again, there's a fit for everybody, and if you're not a fit for that place, then you shouldn't want to be there, because it's not going to work long term anyway.
I would ask you to comment on Texas's team this year, but obviously I'm assuming you're not going to want to talk about them either any more than you do about North Carolina. So, when we look at Texas, we all think, oh my gosh, Texas has all these advantages: tradition, huge school, tons of money and boosters. That job should be pretty easy, but not many guys made it look that easy in the last 25 years like you did, at times at least. I'm sure it was not, but what are the challenges that we don't understand or maybe don't get about what's going on with Texas?
I've watched them very closely this year. We do a podcast called The Stampede with Vince Young every week, and so we've studied every game, and we've studied them. It's an interesting job in that you've got 29 million people that care. And most of them hate you. And people don't realize that, because if you're at Texas Tech, you hate Texas. If you're at TCU, you hate Texas. If you're at Houston, you hate Texas. If you're at Baylor, you hate Texas. You're at Arkansas, you hate Texas. If you're at Oklahoma. So Texas is the number one game.
You didn't even mention A&M, and they hate you the most.
And A&M, I used to say A&M hates Texas more than they like themselves. And they're really good. But that's every game you got to get ready to play. The other thing that's very interesting, when you got that many football players in your state and you start trying to figure out who the best 20 are, it makes it really, really difficult. When I was there, 375 guys would sign Division I scholarships a year out of the state of Texas. And I was going to take 25 of them, and the rest of them were going to hate me. So 350 kids hated me for not taking them, and their life's goal was to whip us. We're playing Oklahoma State one day, and a young guy intercepts a ball right in front of me. He said, "You remember me?" and pitched the ball in my face because I didn't take him. And I said, "Yeah, I should have taken you." I mean, what do you say? And then you get criticism for everyone you didn't take that ends up playing great.
Right.
They said I didn't take Johnny Manziel. Well, that wasn't true. They said I didn't take Robert Griffin. Well, he was going to Houston. He didn't want to play with Colt McCoy already starting and doing that. So those are the tough things. You have to do a tremendous job evaluating because there's so much in front of you. And now with NIL, even you expand it, and that's tougher because now families can travel.
Yep.
And kids can get money, so you get outside the state. Well, if you leave the state, the high school coaches are mad because they want you taking kids in the state of Texas. And then when you don't take one, you've got to have great public relations with those high school coaches and with those boosters that love that guy at their school, and that's what makes the thing more complicated. The other thing is I said I don't think we should have preseason polls. I know they're good for media and all that. They're not good for players, and they're not good for coaches because Texas is ranked number one this year and didn't deserve to be number one. And they knew that. But still, everybody said, "Oh, circle that one, man. Texas is number one." Arch Manning. We talk about football 365 days a year, and we play 16. We play 12. So you talk about it so much. Poor Arch, because of his granddad, because of his uncles, his name is out there where he's the number one pick, and he has to go through a process like they did. You don't just you played. You don't just wave a wand and say, "I'm going to be a great player." There is a process of mistakes and learning from losing. And Arch hasn't been able to do that yet. He's played some great games, but and he's got an inexperienced offensive line, running backs that have been hurt, some receivers that are all new. There's pieces. And so I think Coach Switzer told me one time, you'll win enough at Texas that it's going to become a monster. And when you create that monster, you're not going to be able to feed it.
Yep.
And he did say, and I can't say exactly how he said it, it'll be coming out the back end faster and you can throw it in the front end.
Yeah.
But that's just that's kind of the monster it is. And I laughed one time. I said, no, they expect. Somebody said, well, they don't expect you to win every game every year. And I said, no, they do.
Yeah. How do you manage outside expectations and not let that get into the decision-making process? I mean, the same. Look at Arch. I think what we said a long time ago, at least I did. I said, I'm not sure if I'm all on Arch right now. Not saying he's not a good player, just based off what we've seen on tape. I think the expectations are just too high right now. I think he needs time to develop, and I think when he doesn't meet those expectations, you're going to call him a bust. And I said, that's not his fault. That's what everyone else was saying. Shedeur Sanders played yesterday, got in the game up 6, and then didn't do too – but everybody's getting on these coaches at Cleveland. Why is he not putting Shedeur in? Why is Shedeur not playing? It's because they don't like his dad. It's because they don't have – I was like, you think these coaches just stumbled into a head coaching job in the NFL, and you don't think they have some sense of talent evaluation? He's not playing because he's not ready, but you feel all this pressure. How do you keep that out of the locker room and out of the decision-making for coaches, athletic directors, and everything like that?
What we tried to do is say that it's just about us. Get rid of the outside noise. If you are going to buy into all the positive things said about you and us on social media, then the negative ones are going to hurt worse. So the best you can, get rid of your addiction for that phone. And I said, I got it too. We all have it. But if it's sitting there and you look at it all the time, it's going to hurt you some. It's going to bite you. And it's going to affect your play. And really and truly, your life's going to be based on how you play. Bill Parcells always said, scoreboard tells you who you are. That's it. Just go on facts. And when you look at those facts, we did this well, we didn't do this very well, and that's why we're this team right now. We're not who they say we are, and they don't know. They don't watch practice. They don't have information, and so we just tried to make sure that every guy, staff member, and player went through the hard facts, and we would say, here's what you did well during the game. Here's what we've got to do better. And until we get this better, we're not very good. I wouldn't say that publicly. I was very, very careful, and in fact, I'm finally at a point where I can say about what I want. So that's a good thing for the first time in my life. But I do think that inside those meeting rooms, we were just dreadfully honest and told the guys exactly what we thought about our team.
Talking to Mack Brown, if you're just tuning in here at the Little Rock Touchdown Club, we're brought to you by our friends at Arkansas Spine and Pain. Talk to Scott here in a little bit. I want to ask you about Arkansas specifically, but also generally, too, because Arkansas's played a lot of good football this year, and Arkansas keeps coming up on the wrong end of the scoreboard, which, as you just pointed out, is how you're judged. Give me kind of the balancing act, I guess, that you can do where you can say, hey, there are so many things right, but obviously the results is what it's about for these guys. I mean, how do you balance that as a guy that's been at the highest level?
Yeah, it's a great question. And let me finish the Texas thing first, to be fair. Texas has still got a chance. They've got to beat Arkansas, and they've got to beat A&M, and they've probably got to do it impressively to have any chance because we haven't put a 3-loss team in the playoffs yet.
Last year, one made it.
One made it. Who was that?
It was Clemson.
Clemson made it. That's right, because they started bad and finished strong.
Yeah.
So if you look at the losses that Texas has had, Florida's a bad loss, but Ohio State and Georgia, they can make a conversation. That's why I was asked once to be on that committee, and I had no interest, man. They can't get it right. There's somebody going to be mad. But to your point, the scoreboard at Texas, the fourth quarter, said it's not good. So now they got to come back and make it right for 2 weeks in a row. And Arkansas's a rival game, and A&M's undefeated. So there's still some stuff out there. When you start looking at Bobby Petrino's a great coach, not a good coach. Everybody knows that. He's done this his whole life. I coached against him at Texas. His dad was a coach. His brother's a coach. I mean, it's who he is in his family, and he did it. I think he's done a tremendous job of holding this thing together because an interim coach is a very difficult position to be in. And now you've got agents talking to these kids and assistant coaches. There's a lot of distractions, and more than ever before. And it is very difficult to coach a team that's distracted. And you can get in those close games. And somebody said, why don't they win them? Well, not everybody's on the same page. There's a lot of people that are looking around. This agent said, hey, I got this for you if this doesn't work out. And if I don't get the right coach for you, then we can get you over here. And it's crazy right now. And it puts it puts Coach Petrino and the assistant coaches in a very difficult job. They got to be looking for jobs. Because if he doesn't stay, I'm out. If he does stay and doesn't keep me, I'm out. So you've got kids looking around. You got coaches looking around. It's a very, very difficult time for everybody. And I have been impressed with how hard they've played.
Yeah.
And we used to say when we first got to North Carolina and we weren't very good, we have to find our victories outside of the scoreboard till we can win. So we used to say we outrushed them. That's a positive. We used to say we won the turnover battle. That's a positive. We lost the game, but there are some things that we're doing, and when we finally put all these things together, we're going to win. So you just go back and say, why are we losing, and what do we have to do to fix it?
Coach Saban said plainly that the NIL thing turned him off when it wasn't about development and getting to the league. It was about how much money am I going to make. That, basically he said you guys can keep this. How much of a factor, if at all, was that for you?
Well, it is a factor because I didn't go to the NFL because when the quarterback's making more than you are and you can't afford to live in his neighborhood, you know who's making decisions?
Yeah.
Him. And that's it. And now we've got quarterbacks making $4 million. We got quarterbacks making $2.5 million. We got assistant coaches coaching them making $400,000 or $500,000. So it's a very difficult time. We've got to put some sense back in the game. We had a lot of smart people that made some poor decisions, and they all collided. Players should have been paid a long time ago.
Yep.
The scholarship should have been enhanced. There should have been $150,000 given in a lump sum as a reward when you graduate, because the universities and the conferences took advantage of all that money they were making and never thought about giving it back to the players who were getting hurt and fighting, and parents couldn't go see them play, and we really messed that up. So then we decided to fix it. But what we did, we let the toothpaste out of the tube, and we didn't think about the consequences. The NFL has a lot better model right now than college football. There is a model. There's no model in college football. You got guys coming in, or agents now coming in me. I was told if an agent takes you to lunch, I was going to get fired, and a player's going to get fired for 100 years, and now agents are talking to high school guys.
Wow.
It's just different. And I don't think it's healthy for the players. If you transfer once, even with the transfer portal and NIL colliding, there's tampering.
Yep.
But if you transfer once, there's a 63% chance you graduate because some of your classes don't transfer with you. These guys are transferring 2 and 3 and 4 times. So they don't have a chance to get their degree. They don't have a community of boosters that have followed them and love them and want them back like you're doing.
Yep.
They don't have that. They're not going to get jobs. And I'm really worried about mental health at the end of this for a lot of these kids that are just all over the place.
Coach, you made a couple of allusions to the playoff. How do you feel about the way it's structured today?
I like it. I think we're going to have to change some of the season. If we keep the season long, we're playing till January 20th. That's too long. That's too long for coaches. It's really too long for players. And you're taking their time away from finals on the fall semester. You're taking away their holidays, and you're taking away the start of the next semester for those that are coming back. Coaches can't even recruit during the transfer portal if we're going to have it in early January because they're going to be coaching. So we've got to start making better sense. Maybe we cut out the group of 5 games against the schools and cut the season back to 10 games instead of 12 since there is a playoff. And I would have the Arkansas States, the group of 5, I'd have them have their own national championship, have their own playoff. Why only one of them gets in? We're saying, oh, they're out now. They lost a game. Why don't we'd have excitement about a group of 5 playoff like we do the Power 4 playoff. And then I do think that we made some sense this year that you're going to be seeded by how well you do.
Yep.
That's really important. So we're learning, and we're there's a learning curve here. The problem is those seniors don't have a learning curve. They got 1 year and they're out.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like what we're doing. But if we go to 16, then we're going to have to make some decisions during the season. Should we have a conference championship game, or should we go back and just have the best team be the conference champion? We're going to start playing 9 conference games in the SEC. That means you're not going to have those 4 gimmies that help you go to a bowl game anymore.
Yeah, or in Arkansas's case too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's going to be like the NFL again. We're going to have a 4-loss team in the playoffs before this thing's over.
Mm-hmm.
Fans are going to have to learn that you're going to lose more games because you're playing better teams.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't fire your coach because they're running out of coaches.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find one anymore. So you gotta be smart, and if you get rid of one, you better darn sure be ready to have a one in place that's better than the one you got rid of.
Yep.
And that's a hard thing to do right now.
Do you think Arkansas should keep Bobby Petrino?
I don't know enough about it.
Okay.
It'd be wrong of me to say something. So
when I hear you talk about these scenarios, it just, to me right now, it just makes a lot of sense. It sounds like it makes sense. Do you ever sit back and see what's going on? You said you didn't want to be in that committee. I feel like maybe because after these decisions get made, hey, these guys can transfer as many times as they want. Hey, let's do this with the money. Hey, do you sit back like, who thought that was a good idea?
I do. I wonder who the bosses are.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who's running it right now. And I think sometimes when you think, well, this is just stupid, it's really not. It's not common sense. We've got to put common sense back in our game. What's best for the game? What's best for the players? What's best for the parents? What's best for the coaches? What's best for the administrators? This isn't best for athletics directors and presidents. This isn't sustainable. They can't keep raising all this money. You can't possibly do it. What's best for boosters? My booster friends are saying, I'm going to get caller ID, man. I'm so tired of women's lacrosse calling me, basketball's calling me, baseball's calling me, football's calling me. I'm worn out. I'm just worn out. And we've got to be careful that we make decisions based on what's best for the game. I was the president of the American Football Coaches Association. And I sat there one time, and the Iowa State coach looked at me, and the TCU coach looked at me and said, you know what? You can't be the Texas head football coach and sit here and do this. You got to be what's best for college football, not what's best for Texas. Because if you think about the teams that have all this money, it's not a bad deal for them right now.
No, they're loving it.
So they're telling their congressman, I'm good,
Yeah.
man. I'm good. So we've got to go back and look what's best for the game. We're losing competitive balance because the ones with all the money are going to end up with all the players. And then we're not going to have the balance that we've had for years.
Yeah. All right, we have to let you go, Coach. Thank you for the time. I appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
good to see
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right, that's Mack Brown. We got to hit a break. We'll come back in a second, and we'll do some game balls and jock straps from the weekend. And thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. And we're going to hear more from Coach Brown at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. He's going to be speaking to the group. A little Q&A with Baz, who I was told this morning he's going to ask some tough questions, whatever that means.
Tough questions.
I mean, you going to trip this guy up?
No, he's
Forget
solid.
it. He could run for office.
Yeah, he's solid. All right,
President Brown.
Makes sense.
Got my vote.
A lot of people.
Rock solid.
He checks both boxes. Some people want a Brown president.
You're ridiculous.
He got one. All right, y'all. As we head into break, tell you about my friends over there at LeVar Law. That's right. You find yourself in a situation, get in a car accident, call LeVar. Point you in the right direction. Doesn't matter if it's a car accident, truck, motorcycle, bicycle, tricycle, unicycle. Doesn't matter what it is. If you need a personal injury attorney, that's the team you need to head to. LeVar Law and his team, over 20 years of experience, $58 million in settlements to their clients. So once again, their job is to make sure if you're out on the road and you're doing it the right way and somebody else ruins your day and puts you in a tight spot, his team is going to hold that driver accountable and make sure that you are given everything that is due to you. They got multiple locations all across the state, so once again, you need somebody in your corner. You're not sure what direction to head to, and most importantly, you need somebody that you can trust. All you have to do is reach out to my friends over there at LeVar Law. Find more information at LeVarLaw.com.
Friday off. This season, make your home the coziest place on earth, or at least in front of the hearth. Imagine your space with the comfort you've been dreaming of with Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
This is Sports Center.
It was an empty weekend for Arkansas Division I teams. Arkansas State was on a bye week, but the other three schools all lost. The Arkansas Razorbacks fell on the road against the LSU Tigers 23-22. Arkansas is now 2-8 overall. They'll play Texas next week at 2:30 right here on 103.7 The Buzz. UCA Bears suffered their fourth straight loss on the road. It was 28-21 against Southern Utah. They've got one more game left. They'll play Abilene Christian at home next Saturday at 4 on 94.1 The Point. UAPB loses to Prairie View A&M this past weekend, 56-9. They've got one game left. They'll take on Alabama State next week on the road at noon. Arkansas State will be back in action this Thursday night at 6:30. They'll host Louisiana in Jonesboro. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
Stop and shop at our Conway and Little Rock showrooms. That's Hawks Homes, has been serving Central Arkansas since 1986. Is Arkansas's #1 sales dealer. Volume purchasing power enables us to offer our customers the best prices on the highest quality homes. See the world's largest double-wide and single-wide homes, triple-wide homes, and even a quad. You dream it, and we'll build it for you. We're the only manufacturer and modular dealer that can build your custom home from your plans. Check them out online at hawkshomes.net.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
It's hard being the #1 midday sports talk show in Arkansas.
What can you expect when you're on top, you know? It's like Napoleon, when he was the king, you know, people were just constantly trying to conquer him, you know, in the Roman Empire. So it's history repeating itself all over again.
Now, let's see if Justin Acri and DJ Williams can keep living up to the lofty expectations on the Zone.
Sailing away on the crest of a wave, it's like magic.
All right, let me tell you about my friends over at Cash. If you're thinking about lunch plans or we want to make holiday gathering plans at a special place, and listen, sometimes if you're not in the mood for Thanksgiving food, maybe I hate turkey. Maybe you're one of those people. I don't get it, but whatever. I bet there's actually probably some really good turkey that's being served at Cash coming up to the holidays. But if you want to go over there and get a gathering together, just take your family out to dinner and skip the whole rigmarole of Thanksgiving. Let them cook it up for you. 501-850-0265. We are doing a non-traditional Wednesday night dinner the day before and all that, and going to Cash would be a great thing to do leading up to the holiday for sure. And if you have a special event that you want to celebrate there, or you want to get people together for a holiday gathering, Cash is a great spot for that too. You can holler at them at 501-850-0265. It's a great place for lunch, a great place for dinner with your special someone or a group of people. And again, to celebrate the holidays. That'll get you in the holiday cheers kind of feeling, folks. Upstairs, downstairs. Great service, incredible cocktails, awesome food, and free valet parking in the evening time. So go see them for lunch or dinner at Cash in downtown Little Rock.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
Arkansas lost this weekend, for those who missed it, to LSU. Very disappointing. And another close one, 23-22. Arkansas outscored in the fourth quarter, 7-0. Bummer. Turnovers hurt him for sure. A couple interceptions from Taylon Green, Bobby Petrino on the Hogs, who had their chances, he says.
We just had a lot of chances to win that game, going all the way back to the first half, and we're down in the red zone too many times to come away with no points. That certainly hurts us the last play of the half on offense, and then not getting it in on 4th and inches. Both of those are plays that we need to make.
Absolutely. Did get a couple of highlights, including Mike Washington. Pretty good game from him. Had 87 yards on 12 carries, 1 touchdown. And our guy, Caleb Wooden, also scored a touchdown. Here he is on the block punt and talking about the team not quitting this season.
Yeah, they did a good job on that. We practiced it all week.
Hang on, timeout. You got Caleb Wooden down the list there, bud?
I should. I have multiple pages here.
Yep, maybe I have to go to page 2 there. Just to get him describing the punt if you can. Appreciate Tripp sitting in for Christian today. We'll talk to Caleb coming up again on Wednesday. And Mike Washington on Thursday. Still a couple games left for these guys to show themselves that they can find a way. Yay, nay? Nah, don't worry about it. All right, Razorback basketball over the weekend on Friday finds a way against Samford. It ended up being a very close game, 79-75, as Arkansas got 20 from Darius Acuff Jr. and had 4 players in double figures, including Malik Thomas, who had 17, 10 for Billy Richmond, who was a key for Arkansas pulling this one out, and 15 from Brazil. So actually 5 guys were in double figures. 15 from Brazil. DJ Wagner, good game, 10 points for him, a couple of assists, and no turnovers in 27 minutes. So, anyway, that's good. Arkansas women took their first loss over the weekend. Lost to Texas Tech yesterday. And final there was 80-68. 20 points from Talia Jones, leading Arkansas. So they are now 4-1 on the season. Texas Tech improves to 5-0. So at least you lost to a team that hasn't lost a game yet. And then volleyball. Headed to the SEC tournament. It says it's returning after a 20-year hiatus. I did not know that they did not have a volleyball tournament in the conference. But Arkansas lost again, and they are now on the season. Where's my numbers? 5-21 and 1-14 in the SEC. Ugh, rough. It's not hard to be humble, turns out, after all. All right, we'll get to game balls and jockstraps in a minute here. Let's talk to Scott Davis with Arkansas Spine and Pain, and you're feeling it too. I mean, here's the good news for you, is that Memphis at least has not won enough where I think that Ryan Silverfield is automatically going to take a bigger, better job, so you might be able to keep your coach at least. There's your cup half full take.
If you read the fan pages, they want something different. I mean,
what? You're insane.
It's insane. We've gone to multiple bowl games. We just haven't cracked. Can't win the American. 3 weeks ago we're 40% chance in the playoffs, and now we're less than 5%. I mean, it's you go on the road any given Saturday, anybody can beat anybody.
True.
Yeah.
You got a really good league too.
Yeah.
Look at the standings now. Navy is 6-1 after a win over the weekend. North Texas is 5-1. Tulane's 5-1. East Carolina's 5-1. South Florida's 4-2. Memphis is 4-3. And everybody's 500 or worse. That freaking league is hard. At that level,
yeah.
Coach Brown just said something interesting. I want to ask you as a fan of Memphis. He said they should have a G5 national championship.
Yeah.
Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yeah.
Because at this point, there's basically no path to a championship.
Whoever's going to be in that 12th spot is going to get – they're going to get creamed in the first round.
Right.
And so you take them out of that mix, and now you got a G5 – all the G5s playing. I like the idea.
I mean, how much fun would it be to have a couple teams from the Sun Belt? I would watch it. I watched the D2. I watched the the FCS. I like the playoffs. And again, it seems dumb to me to have, the majority of, basically all of the G5 teams, you start the season, you have zero path to a national championship. What are we playing for then?
Yeah.
Just to play?
Well, do you think some may see it that making it to the playoffs would be more important to them than a G5 championship?
I mean, I could see that being an argument. My thing is, why not have a G5 championship and let the one team that makes it to the FBS playoff play in the FBS playoff, and then you other guys play it out for the championship? It's still worth something.
Gotcha.
To me, you should have a chance to have a title at the end of the year. It is literally the only sport where there is no path to a title. I mean, again, it would be miraculous for a mid-major to get a chance to go to the national championship. We've seen, Butler do it. It's hard to do it in basketball, but at least you have a path.
Right.
There is no path in football whatsoever.
No.
And I haven't beat this drum in a long time. And again, like I said earlier, most G5 coaches don't want it. They want to act like they're on the same plane as the big boys. They're not.
No.
You're just never going to win one, and you don't even have access except for one team, which, again, is just folly. So it's silly to me. I think they ought to do it because in every other sport you have a path to a championship. If you win all your games, you're going to continue on down the path into the postseason, into a bracketed playoff, and into a championship potentially. You don't have that here.
Yeah,
So
you don't. I agree.
That's what pains me.
Yes.
What pains you, Scott? What's going on over there?
Oh, what pain. Well, we're extremely busy. It's year-end, obviously. A lot of people are trying to get procedures in. Dr. Q would have been here, but unfortunately he is busy back in the office doing procedures. We are trying to get everybody taken care of before year-end. So, again, we're here for any of your chronic pain issues. www.arkansasspineandpain.com or 501-227-0184. Our website, we've just updated our website. We got a lot of new and innovative procedures. We've talked a lot about that all year. And so nothing really any different there. Just promoting all of our advanced procedures in our surgery center. And hopefully our biggest pain right now is getting those patients in quick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take? I mean, I guess it varies on what kind of procedure probably.
Yeah, it does. And a lot of it's, you have to have, had certain things done. You had to gone to a chiropractor or failed some other therapies or tried, some injection therapy or whatever. But for a lot of our advanced cases, typically if you're a brand new patient and you've had no diagnostic procedures done, it's usually 3 months about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you sort of lighten, I guess, the pain load in the meantime?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of our patients, we're going to give them steroid injections or some type of ablation or nerve block to kind of help that. And I'm not just the CEO, I'm a patient. So I've had, I'm scheduled to have a knee replacement, and I've had genicular nerve blocks, which has tremendously helped me.
Which kind of nerve block?
Genicular.
I don't know what that means.
It's the nerves right around the knee area, and we kind of ablate those tissues or those nerve endings, and gives you a lot of pain relief.
Okay.
You never heard of genicular?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah, there you go. Things you learn listening to the Buzz.
Hey, listen, it's good.
Yeah.
I usually learn something almost every day, even if I try not to.
Yeah.
So. Okay, how do people get a hold of you if they want to get on that calendar ASAP?
Well, just the best way to do is call our main number, 501-227-0184. We do need referrals from your primary care doctor, so be sure to tell your primary care doctor. Send us to Arkansas Spine and Pain. If you don't have a primary care doctor, call us and we can get you set up with a primary care doctor and get that process started pretty quickly.
Sometimes it works in reverse, I guess.
It does work in reverse.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Let's we'll take our break here, 11:43, and then we'll come back and we'll do game balls and jock straps before the top of the hour. We'll have a quick entertainment report, birthdays, and of course we'll hear from Coach Mack Brown here at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Looking forward to all that, and appreciate Arkansas Spine and Pain for their continued support this season. It's been a really fun year.
Yeah.
Coach Brown was as good as anybody, I think, this year. Just moments ago, he's got a lot of thoughts for a guy who, he's in the podcast world now. And like he said, I finally get to say what I actually think all the time, which is nice for him. A little bit of a change of pace. We will also hear from him. I mentioned that, and then I'm forgetting something. We got What's on Tap. So if you're looking for something to watch in the world of entertainment or sports, we got you covered on that tonight. I will tell you right up front. What's that? This Monday night game blows.
I
can't say it in either way.
I don't even know.
It's just pretty terrible.
Am I going to watch it? I don't know.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find you a basketball game to get tuned in on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll watch a little bit. All right, heading in, I want to tell you about my friends over there in Benton, Saline County, Wood Grill Buffet. Thing about it is they are open for Thanksgiving. That's right. So if you're looking for a place to eat, you got a lot of mouths to feed, and you're looking for the best bang for your buck, Wood Grill Buffet may be the place to be. The thing about it is today, the 17th, you have until the 21st if you want to put in a to-go order to pick up for the big day. All you have to do that is head to their website, go to their phone, or hit them up on their phone call, and then also hit them up on Facebook as well. Now, when it comes to what is on the menu, DJ, we don't have time to go through all that. Why is that? 200 items on their menu, so it will make sure they take care of anybody. Doesn't matter what that palate desires. They're going to take care of you in Saline County. They got great catering options as well. That's one thing that you don't think about a lot when it comes to a buffet spot. So it doesn't matter if it's a small gathering or a whole gala or maybe a big football banquet at the end of the year. All you have to do is call our friends over there in Saline County at the Wood Grill Buffet. Set it all up. They'll take care of you, but take advantage of that Thanksgiving Day meal.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We're in the big eating season when temptations are going to come at you from family, friends, and TV ads. Not to worry. You've got an ally in Central Arkansas, the Little Rock Athletic Club or the Little Rock Racquet Club, both offering 50% off the joining fee from now till December 31st. Better to save big than get big. And oh, the variety of exercises you'll enjoy with your Little Rock Athletic Club or Racquet Club. In 2026, people will witness the fitness.
Is your yard ready for whatever Mother Nature throws your way? At Acadi's Touch Landscaping, we make sure it is. Whether it's weatherizing your flower beds for the seasons ahead, building strong retaining walls to prevent erosion, or installing French drains to keep water where it belongs, we've got you covered. And when it's time to elevate your outdoor space, we build custom decks perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Call 501-794-2770 to transform your yard into a space you love, rain or shine. Acadi's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770, where we bring the green to your life.
Black Friday is here at Lazy Boy of Little Rock, and it's the one you've been waiting for. Get epic savings on all the comfort you love. Recliners, sofas, sectionals, and more. Doors open early with can't-miss doorbusters and savings up to 50% off. This season, make your home the coziest place on earth, or at least in front of the hearth. Imagine your space with the comfort you've been dreaming of with Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
Attention shoppers, don't wait for Black Friday to find huge deals at Guatney Chevrolet. Get 10% off in-stock Equinox models or a brand new Suburban. Find Silverado starting at just $29,900 or take home up to $16,000 in savings on select crew cab models. Drive a new Trailblazer home with payments as low as $329 a month. Stop by Guatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville or visit GuatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive. With approved credit, restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part? It's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Arkansas round ballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams. You like what you hear? Well, check out our video stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Once again, looking for a holiday gift option. My friends at Standing Firm Farms got you covered. That's how you ever get like a nice little package of an assortment of meats sent to your house. Select cuts. It's so nice. Package dump, put it in the freezer, take them out, thaw them out, cook them when you make it. It's such a good gift idea. And that's exactly what they got over there at standingfirmfarms.com. You go over there, check out the inventory. You're going to come across what I think is the perfect holiday gift. It's going to be that farmhand box. It has select cuts over 12 individually, much more than that. It has ribeyes, it has sirloins, it has strips, it has a chuck roast, it's got stew meat, it's got it all, even ribs. So go ahead and order that up now, and you can deliver it, and it'll be there just in time for the holidays. Anything within their 90-mile radius, and you order, it's less than $400. It's only a $20 delivery fee. Anything over, they're going to deliver it for free. And I say over because that's one thing they really want to push. All right, they offer a whole wide variety of sizes, anything from a quarter, half, or a whole side of beef. They're going to take care of you over there at Standing Firm Farms. High-quality Angus beef, great tasting high-quality Angus beef, I want to add, and even better people behind it. So shop and support local, our friends at Standing Firm Farms.
All right, it is 11:50. Game balls and jockstraps right now.
Game balls and jock straps are brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscape. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA caddy, so he knows what good grass looks like. If you'd like to take your yard to the next level, then hit up Josh and his crew at A Caddy's Touch Landscape. 501-794-2770. Call today.
All right, I've got a bunch here. Texas A&M gets a game ball. Down 30-3 at home to South Carolina. And I have to also give a jockstrap, I guess, at the same time to Shane Beamer, who let several seconds go off the clock late in the first half, settled for a field goal because they didn't get time to run a play in the red zone where they could have made it an even bigger lead. It could have been 34-3 at the break. And they allowed Texas A&M to come all the way back in the second half, did not score a single point in the second half. And so Texas A&M finds a way. And I guess they deserve a game ball, but I'm going to jockstrap South Carolina on this one. They blew it after being given a gift on a silver platter. At the same time, you got to give a jockstrap to the Texas A&M cop who tried to, I don't know, get in the face, intimidate, whatever, as a sheriff's deputy walks in right as I say that.
Say that again?
Yeah, exactly, not loudly. But if you didn't see the incident, you should look it up. He apparently was, I will give him credit, though. They relieved him of his duties before the game was over. Just a complete booger-eating moron. And anyway, maybe he did intimidate South Carolina. I don't know. It worked out, I guess, for A&M fans. Yesterday, the Lions got screwed over by the officials late in the game against the Eagles. There was a horrifically ghosting, I have no idea what this official was looking at, pass interference call. After Philadelphia had basically screwed themselves, they deserved to be put to the test because they went for it on the tush push deep in their own territory, up 2 scores late, and didn't get it, and ended up giving up a field goal. Then they go down, and they've got a third down play, and they call a pass interference. It was ridiculous against Detroit. I'm no Detroit fan, but it was still a bizarre call. There was basically no contact. They called pass interference, and it allowed the Eagles to run the clock out. They didn't deserve it because after that tush-push debacle, completely dumb move, they were able to escape. You mentioned Sanders, and again, I'm not down him. I will tell you this. I saw a few plays on replay that probably should have been caught, or at least he threw it into coverage where only, his guy could get it, but their guy reached over, maybe made a play, but had no chance to pick it. I mean, the 4 of 16 is awful, but and he made a couple of horrific throws, but I think maybe the numbers are not indicative of how he played. I'm sure he's down on himself right now, but and then game balls to Denver and Chicago. Walk-off winners, Denver over Kansas City and Chicago over Minnesota, which the Bears had a crazy game. They were up the whole game. Then they give up a late touchdown with a minute to go to Minnesota. The Vikings take the lead, and then the Bears get the ball, have a huge kickoff return, and that set them up with a couple of offensive plays. They get in field goal range, and Cairo Santos hit a 48-yarder, I believe, to win the game. Pretty awesome.
Game ball, Oklahoma Sooners going on the road to Tuscaloosa and playing some great football.
To where?
Tuscaloosa. Is that right?
Yes.
Doing a great job defense. I mean, one of the best in the country. They've been all year, and they absolutely showed it. Even got a score on the defensive side of the ball with a nice little pick six. So big shout out to them.
Did you see Mateer's numbers?
No.
And again, stats don't win you ball games. Points do, but his numbers were very paltry, pedestrian, limited, minuscule, however you want to say it, and they still won. Their defense is good.
Very good defense. On the other side, Jockstrap goes to, I'm not sure this lady's name, but whoever is in charge of field monitoring, I don't know. After the game, some of the players from Oklahoma, not being disrespectful in my opinion, wanted to take a picture on the field, and they told them to leave the field because they won't allow them to take a picture next to the Alabama logo at the 50-yard line. Let them be. If you don't like it, then win your home game. Now, we'll say this. That is the first home loss for Caleb DeBoer as a head coach at Arkansas. Big game ball to the linebacker for Texas Texas Tech, who is up for a Heisman conversation. The thing about it is the head coach, Joey McGuire, just in case y'all didn't know, over there at Texas Tech, he made the argument that a lot of people think an offensive player or quarterback or running back receiver would win the Heisman Trophy. So we figured we put him in at quarterback, and they let him get a rushing touchdown from the quarterback position. Just having some fun there. I will say this, that dude's a baller, probably not Heisman, but is making a strong case for one of the best defensive players in the country.
If they didn't give it to Ndamukong Suh a few years ago in Nebraska, there ain't a defensive player going to win it again, I don't think.
Again? No.
Yeah. I know I got a couple more here. I'm trying to think what else happened this weekend.
What about game ball to Baltimore Ravens, lining their tight end up at quarterback for the second week in a row. Last time he handed off to a running back, and this one, Mark Edwards takes it around and runs in for a 35-yard touchdown on a 4th and 1.
Trey,
How about that?
Can you turn that music down just a hair, if you don't mind? Game ball to Harding, too, the lone representative from the state in the Division II playoffs. They are the 1 seed in their region, and they are taking on Northwest Missouri State in the opener. That is, I believe, at 1 o'clock on Saturday. We need to get Coach Simmons on this week and talk about it. By the way, game ball to Wyatt Simmons, who blocked that punt that our guy Caleb Wooden was able to pick up and run in for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. And Wyatt had a big game the other day. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think I just clicked out of that. But anyway, good to see him get involved. So anyway, best of luck to Harding. The winner will get Pittsburgh State or Chadron State. And then jockstrap to Draymond Green. I don't know if you guys saw this or not.
Oh, no.
But there was a fan in the front row. And normally, you know me, I'm pro player on this stuff. I'm pro coach. I'm pro team. I'm anti-fan because most fans are complete Delta Bravos in this whole scenario. But this fan was on him, and he kept calling him Angel Reese because apparently he kept missing shots and, sticking them back in.
Oh, wow.
And getting his own rebound. And they kept calling him Angel Reese, and he got mad and went over and got in his face. And it was pretty funny, actually. And then, I'm just like, dude, he's calling you Angel Reese. Get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that you didn't swear at him. You know, my thing is, if you want to do that, whatever. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but that's his right as a fan. He's in the front row, and you could tell, they continue it on the video, and his girlfriend was her wife was like, stop. And he's just like, what? You know, it was kind of funny, but Draymond's got to, dude, come on. You know you're going to get it.
You can't let that get under
you
your
better
skin.
have thicker skin than that.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. All right. That's good. A couple things here. How about Moses Moody? I saw Moses Moody went off the other day. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? Moses Moody's having a very nice NBA career. Very happy about that. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I bet the game tonight will have high ratings because America's team is playing. Yes, the Raiders are playing, but the Cowboys are on there too, and neither one are very good.
I knew you were going to say the Raiders. I knew you were going to say the Raiders as America's team.
Well, they both suck.
They do.
Let's be honest. Game ball to Acri for taking Rebecca's calls right up against the clock. I didn't do that intentionally. Can I get a football block for my pain, says Steve. You know what? We all need that. A storied volleyball program doesn't deserve this. Hunter's got to go. You know what, Jake? Fine. And JW says, I was for Bobby Petrino, but now it's his issue with the quarterback. He keeps allowing his quarterback to throw interceptions at key times. That will cost us the game. The Petrino I remember had quarterbacks ready. Mallett got knocked out, and then Tyler Wilson came in and didn't miss a beat. He should have K.J. Jackson ready to go, at least set Green to make him think about some things and calm down. I don't see a change there. Well, it's too late in the year now to make a change, I think, but I see your point. I got to give BP a year at least. Let him recruit and get his coaches. I wouldn't have a problem with it. There you go. Up against it, we're at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Thanks to Arkansas Spine and Pain. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll hear from Mack Brown here at the Touchdown Club with David Basil. Entertainment birthdays will squeeze him into.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we believe one thing above all. When pain ends, life begins. Whether you're chasing a touchdown, a grandkid, or just chasing relief from chronic pain, we're here to help you get back in the game pain-free. Proud sponsors of the Little Rock Touchdown Club and proud to serve Arkansans who refuse to let pain win. Call Arkansas Spine and Pain today, 501-227-0184, because when pain ends, life begins. Arkansas Spine and Pain, ASAP.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side by sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to 3,000 or cruising in style. We've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you.
Staley Electric presents Kevin Shaywin when he joins the Zone Wednesday for Hidden Gem with the Mighty Rib. Staley Electric, trusted since 1951.
The last bastion of quality programming.
Why would you listen to any other radio station than 1037 The Buzz? KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders moves up the date for 2 special elections after a long battle in court. Those will fill 2 vacant seats in the state legislature. District 26 fills the Senate seat that was vacated after State Senator Gary Stubblefield passed away. And District 70's seat in the House of Representatives was left empty when Carlton Wing resigned. The date for both special elections is now set for Tuesday, March 3rd. The primary will be on January 6th. In an objection, Governor Sanders issued a proclamation saying overseas military voters may not have enough time to vote with these dates. In response, the Democratic Party of Arkansas says this proclamation achieves the goal of our lawsuit to ensure the 30,000 Arkansans in House District 70 have representation. This is a huge win for democracy and for representation in Arkansas. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Ken.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
We have a chance of some light rain showers today. That's a 30% chance of rain. Cloudy through the morning hours, then mostly cloudy this afternoon with a high of 68. Mostly cloudy tonight, a slight chance of showers in the evening, an overnight low around 62 degrees. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Thanksgiving is almost here, which means it's time to start thinking about your holiday plans. This year, save time along with the worry and hassle, and let the team at Edwards Food Giant do it for you. Their turkey dinner includes the turkey, as well as their signature cornbread dressing, giblet gravy, cranberry sauce, and dinner rolls. All fully cooked, homemade, and ready for you to heat and serve to your family. If that's not enough, their deluxe turkey dinner also includes sweet potato casserole, green beans, and apple pie. Now that's what I call a Thanksgiving spread. Click on edwardsfoodgiant.com to view their full menus and find out how to order your dinner.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. When Joan Kennedy died recently at the age of 89, obituaries noted her grace, elegance, beauty, and even musical ability. Unfortunately, they also mention her ex-husband Ted Kennedy's shabby treatment of a woman who deserved much, much better. Those of us who are married have a charge from Almighty God to love and care for our wives, not to make them miserable. The greatest gift I can give my 2 sons is to love their mother. Remember, the things we do in life echo in eternity. Doublebee's has some hot, fresh Renoco coffee waiting for you. The roast you want is waiting for you. The machine grinds the beans and puts some liquid goodness in your cup. Doesn't that sound good right now? Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go for Joe. That's Doublebee's.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook.
Well, Bass, game's almost over. I hope you got those bets in on the Oaklawn Sports app. You know, Roger, this Oaklawn Sports betting app might actually make watching games with you bearable. That's big talk coming from a guy who's about to pick up the tab. But I hear you. With this app, we can bet on all the games this season with so many options. And after they kick this field goal, it'll be you picking up the tab. Nah, he's going to miss. It's good! That's bad. Bet all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, Buzz listeners. It's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Sherwood. The holidays are coming on fast. There's extra expenses this time of year, and everybody's watching their budget. Folks, Fletcher Dodge is here to help. Buy any new or certified pre-owned vehicle and make no payments until February. But that's not all. We have 0% financing on all 2026 Rams. No payments until February, and available sales tax paid. Only here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Sherwood. Also, don't worry about your credit. Go to FletcherCredit.com and get pre-approved in minutes. Folks, we still need your trade-in, so we're paying up to $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for trades. At Fletcher Dodge, you always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Hey, what's up? It's Kramer with Drive Time Sports. And Monday, Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaefer are back live in the Eat My Catfish studio, and they're bringing in Neil Atkinson for Bet Saracen, Fox 16 Sports Director Courtney Mims, HogSports.com, Trey Biddy, thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. You got the shooter, Pat Bradley, thanks to Bet Saracen, and Monte Harrison, thanks to Absolute Roofing's Tiger Lee. We'll see you back here Monday on 103.7 The Buzz.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network. The zone at the Little Rock Touchdown Club is brought to you by Arkansas Spine and Pain. Whether your head, neck, upper body, or lower body are giving you problems, ASAP can get you back to a pain-free life. ASAP. Life begins when pain ends. For more information, go to their website at arkansasspineandpain.com.
Our Touchdown Club, we are going to get to entertainment right now. Mack Brown is going to join us from the Touchdown Club. We've got What's on Tap a little bit later on, brought to you by our friends at Flyway Brewery. Get that Christmas ale while it lasts, among the other fine offerings over there in North Little Rock. All right, let's get to it.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Supposed to say yes. Over the weekend at the box office, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Apparently a lot of people saw it. Claimed the top spot at the domestic box office, $21.3 million over the weekend. The franchise returned after an 8-year gap since its 2016 predecessor. International markets contributed $54.2 million from 64 territories, bringing global earnings to $75.5 million, which is also what Chuck Gatlin made last year. Glenn Powell and director Edgar Wright's The Running Man secured second place, $17 million, in a disappointing weekend, and I don't know what they were expecting. It wasn't very well promoted. I didn't think the promo looked very good for it. Predator finished third, so there you go. All right, let's get right to it, just so we're ready.
Between Texas and
for Coach Brown at the Touchdown Club. Right to birthdays, big guy. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Birthday trivia in the zone is brought to you by Brewski's Pub and Grub. Your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. With locations in Little Rock and North Little Rock. Come get your grub on.
Come get your grub on, indeed. And today we shall play for a new... Just kidding. Today we shall play, Chuck, for Jason Aldean tickets.
Jason Aldean tickets.
Let's get some Jason Aldean tickets up for grabs. What do you say?
She's country, by golly.
She gone. Is that him?
That's Alan Jackson.
Oh, that's wrong. What's She's Country? That's
She's country. Like boots.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's playing on January 15th. Great Christmas gift for someone if you win. All right, at 661-1037. 661-1037. Those are the numbers. I need three people there. Trip Keeter, DJ Williams of our staff, and Chuck Gatlin.
Did you never have to worry about? Next, first and foremost, we appreciate recognize one of our athletes with this award.
Oh, he's doing awards. All right. Trip, I would hope so. Trip, this is where we take calls. It's part where we take calls. For tickets to go see Jason Aldean.
Matt?
On this day in history, DJ's old team, the Green Bay Packers, became the first team to travel by airplane.
Nice.
What year do you think that was?
Wow. Let's go 19.
Not for a point because Trip's getting people lined up. But just take a guess.
1938.
What do you think?
1940.
1940. Bingo bango.
Whoa.
Wow. On this day, Douglas Engelbart received the patent for the first what? It's a technology advancement.
Engelbart.
Telephone.
Douglas Engelbart.
No
the
clue.
computer mouse.
What?
Wow. Squeak, squeak.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
I love it. And on this day in 2003, Britney Spears became the youngest singer to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Hit me, baby, one more time. How old? How old was she?
When she got it,
Yeah,
she
that's
was 20.
Okay.
All right.
She got her star when she was 23.
She's 21. Very good. Very good, boys. All right. Who's on line one?
We have Nick on line 1.
Nick,
Brett
you're with Chuck.
on line 2.
Who?
Brett.
All right. That's with you, and GJ's got who?
Mark. Line
All right. Very good. Here we go. This guy is the brains and brawn behind SNL.
Lauren Michaels.
Thompson.
Very good. Lauren Michaels is how old today?
81.
He's 81. Sorry, bingo bango.
Oh.
Good job, Chuck.
Wow.
Chuck. Wow. Easy.
This guy's a director. Maybe
Martin
you've seen some of
Scorsese.
his work. Martin Scorsese. You take it easy over there, cowboy. How old is Martin Scorsese today?
82.
Golly. What do you say, Trip?
95.
84.
83. Good enough, Chuck.
82.
Oh, no point. Sorry.
I know he's on the roll. Easy.
I was going to give him everything.
Yeah.
This woman's an actress. She was in The Family Stone, Wedding Crashers, The Notebook.
Rachel Adams.
Oh.
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams. That's
McAdams.
right. How old's Rachel McAdams, DJ?
My turn again?
Were you first last time?
No, yeah.
Trip, how old's Rachel McAdams?
45.
45.
43.
44?
Trip, 47. This pint-sized actor is a
Danny DeVito.
He's a giant in the industry. It's Danny DeVito. Wow, DJ just went on Chuck.
Man.
How old's Daniel?
Danny DeVito.
William DeVito today.
Is 80.
I actually don't know his name.
79.
No.
78.
No. Trip.
71.
He is 81. Chuck again.
Wow.
This guy is a former, well, he's a Hall of Fame basketball coach. He used to be the head coach at a Big East school back in the day. He was born in the state of New York. He won the national championship, and he's been to 5 Final Fours in his illustrious career. He was also an assistant coach on not 1, not 2, but 3 gold medal Olympic teams for the United States of America. Beijing,
You say
London,
assistant coach?
Rio on the Olympic Games. He was a head coach for 5 Final Fours and a head coach for the national championship at Syracuse.
Yeah,
I'm talking,
with
of course,
Carmelo Anthony.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Talking, of course, about
I don't know his
Pat
name.
Riley.
Pat Riley.
No.
Is not correct.
Wow,
Pat Riley from?
Trip, you know who this is? Former Syracuse coach, long time.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but no, I ain't got it.
Spit it out,
He was
baby.
the only NBA coach I could think of.
This is not the NBA, it's college.
Oh.
We're talking, of course, about
Basketball
Jim
coach.
Boeheim, the great Jim Boeheim. His birthday today, 81. And I don't know his age, but last but not least, let's wish a happy birthday since this one's over. Chuck, you rolled to victory for
Woo.
Nick.
Man, first time ever.
Happy birthday to
First time ever.
Chris Curry. Chris Curry, the head coach of the Little Rock Trojan
coach.
baseball program, and just an incredible human being. He's somewhere in his 40s. I don't know where. He could be 42. He could be 47. He could be 45. He could be 44. Any 40.
Any 40.
Any 40. I don't think he's under 40, and I know he's not 50 yet. So happy birthday,
Maybe
Coach.
he's drinking a 40.
That doesn't seem like his style.
Okay.
And off the field.
More of a soda sunflower seed
Okay.
kind of guy, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last person to make sure that it's clean before everyone leaves. He's a National Merit Semifinal.
Basil's doing awards left and right here. I'll tell you what we'll do since we're just killing time. It's a good country song.
There you go. Clint Black.
Killing time is killing me. Let's do our what's on tap while we're waiting, because that way when Coach Brown takes us all the way up until the end, you know what? Even better idea. Let's take a break early.
Oh.
Trip, let's whip into the break. We'll come back and we'll talk to, we'll hear from Coach Brown on the other side. Maybe. Maybe not. Stick around. You're in the zone.
app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
This is Sports Center.
Fun day in the NFL yesterday. 9 games were decided by one score. The Eagles get to 8-2 with a 16-9 victory over the Detroit Lions on Sunday Night Football. The Broncos get to 9-2 yesterday. They beat the Chiefs 22-19. Kansas City is now 5-5 overall. The Ravens are now 500. They beat the Browns 23-16. Shedeur Sanders saw action yesterday after Dylan Gabriel got a concussion. The Rams are now also 8-2. They beat the Seahawks 21-19 after Seattle misses a game-winning field goal. The Jags get to 6-4. They dominate the Chargers 35-6 in Florida yesterday. The Packers are now 6-3-1. They beat the Giants 27-20. Bears are in first place in the NFC North. They're 7-3 overall with a 19-17 win at the Horn against the Vikings. And the Dolphins beat the Commanders 16-13 in the NFL's first game ever in Spain. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter agent Steven Reiser, Seth Boyd, or Todd Martin in Jacksonville today.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care,
Autos, $29,900. We'll take home up to $16,000 in savings on select crew cab models. Drive a new Trailblazer home with payments as low as $329 a month. Stop by Guatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville or visit GuatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive. With approved credit, restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side-by-sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to $3,500 off in rebates, plus in-store discounts, or financing as low as 0.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you.
The Zone is back. You know what's better than listening to Justin Acri and DJ Williams? Watching them on our live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Now, let's get back into the show.
Being introduced here at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. We'll head back inside here in a moment. DJ Williams, Justin Acri, Trip Keeter back in the studio. Appreciate Trip doing a great job today.
Liar.
No, you are. All right, at UAMS, and we appreciate Dr. Barnes and around. Go see our friends there. Sports injury, joint pain, sprain, ankle, back pain. Listen, they can't fix your. You got to go see a therapist for that. 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, and 8 to noon on Saturday. The Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health is where Ortho now is located. It's 801 Cottage Drive in Little Rock. You pull up, you go in, they see you. It's simple. There's no appointment needed. It's a true walk-in clinic. Or if you jack your leg up real bad, it's a roll-in clinic. Get yourself in a wheelchair, and they'll roll you up in there. 501-686-TOSH, 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674 if you want to call ahead and have questions. But the bottom line is x-rays on site, fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, great care, great treatment when you need it the most with our friends at UAMS Ortho now. Let's head inside. Mack Brown, the legendary coach, with David Basil at the Little Rock Touchdown Club.
So as soon as we tell our story, we're going to have a dance contest. 3 guys would get up and dance, and the players would rate them to tell my story. They said, I don't care what you are. You said everybody was going to dance, and if you're going to tell us the truth, you're going to dance. So being quick, I said, we're opening up with South Carolina. I knew we weren't any good. I said, okay, I'll make you a deal. You beat South Carolina, and I'll dance in that locker room after the game, man, knowing there was no chance we could win that game. So we win the game 24-20. I'm walking off the field. My wife comes up and says, you know you got to dance. I said, oh, that was 3 weeks ago. They've forgotten that. I walk into the locker room at 67 years old with a knee replacement, no music, and ESPN cameras, and you got 45, 50 kids in there going, dance, dance, dance. So I thought I did pretty good for that. As soon as it was over, I'm walking out of the locker room, and my wife said, oh, my gosh, how embarrassing was that? So.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Coach, you were here. I got you in here between after you stepped down from or you finished with your time at Texas before you went back to North Carolina. So you were here for this award before. But just want to, first of all, let's address these young men and ladies here. Your thoughts on what you heard about them today and about their future. They're listening to you right now. What message would you give them?
Well, you folks are our future leaders. And thank you to the parents for raising them right, and the grandparents, and thank you for the coaches for what you do. Because we're in society now where things are kind of mean, and we're not taking care of each other, and we don't have great examples in a lot of cases like we used to. And you all are more important than ever before because you are the leadership moving forward. So thank you for what you've done. David was right. Obviously, what you accomplish is important, but more importantly is how you do it. And you all have done it right. So thank you for being here. Ken Hatfield's a great friend of mine. He's a wonderful human being. So for your name to be recognized with his is really, really cool.
Yeah, and also, too, yeah. So I don't know if you'd be willing to tell the story. It's a great story. Is that, because I started the Broyles Award 30 years ago, Darryl Royal was on the selection committee, so I got a chance to know Darryl and Bo Schembechler and, Vince Dooley and all the great coaches. And so I loved him. He's a great guy. But you had an interesting story about Coach Royal and Ken Hatfield you'd like to share.
Yeah, Coach Royal started forgetting some, and it got tougher as we'd be around him. So I would take him to high school clinics, and he would say, don't let a high school coach walk up without you telling me his name. And he said, all you have to do is say his name. So David would walk up and I'd say, David. And Coach would say, David. No clue who he was. So Coach Hatfield is at Rice. He's the head coach. He's walking up. And I said, Coach, this is Ken Hatfield. He's the head coach at Rice. He said, hell, he returned a punt against me at Arkansas and won the game. I know his damn name. I said, thanks a lot, Coach. Don't shoot me out for doing what I'm supposed to do.
And two reasons I had Coach here today. One, because Arkansas plays Texas this week, and the other is because I thought you would be great to have here with these great young people being honored today and their parents and coaches. And, a lot of great history between Texas and Arkansas. And you just mentioned Coach Hatfield. That was a national championship game. And you had a chance, you were 2-2 against Arkansas when you coached at Texas. And really, if you remember, one of them was a game at Austin that Matt Jones just couldn't stop him. He had a great game.
I remember.
The other was Cotton Bowl that Arkansas. You guys remember the Cotton Bowl when we beat Texas? That was a glorious day. And so Houston Nutt is a good friend of the club.
So why did you mention the two losses? I guess we are in Little Rock, so that's why you did.
So, great story. So, Houston called me this week. We've had Houston up here quite a bit. We love Houston. And remember, what did Houston do after we beat Texas in the Cotton Bowl? Everybody remembers this. So, Houston told me, he said, David, he said, Mack Brown was not happy with me. And so, he had told me that that you guys, I think you were on a military tour with coaches going out to support the military. And you said
7 of us went for 10 days on the front lines We went to Afghanistan, Iraq, and it was really wonderful just to support our troops. So we were around each other a whole lot. So I told Houston one time, I said, you know what? I understand the fans going horns down, but what a classless act for a coach on the sideline to sit there and do that, Houston. There's no place for that. That's not good sportsmanship. And I love Houston Nutt. I don't like him. And, of course, he said, I was just cutting up. And I said, no, you weren't. You weren't at all. And then we come back and have the 22-20 game here, and darn if he doesn't do it again on the sideline. So he had a short memory.
Yeah, he said
he just hates Texas.
Yeah, he told me. He said I told him, David. He said that's a coach. You grew up in Arkansas. It doesn't matter what you just do this. It just comes out. But great that you shared that with us. Now, for those who follow your career, you just left North Carolina. Your second time there. Things have changed from you go back in the 70s and 60s when you played and coached and all that. So did you feel this is a different era of football? As crazy as it is, you told me a few minutes ago that you still might be willing to get back into coaching. So talk about how football is today, what you left in North Carolina, as compared to what it was back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I was raised by Coach Broyles and Coach Royal and Coach Schembeckler and Coach Holtz and Coach Bowden and Coach Paterno. And, I was so lucky to be around those wonderful men, many who are in heaven now and have to be rolling over in their grave looking at what's happening. But I started playing football in the 4th grade. That's all I've ever done is coached or played. My grandfather was the winningest high school football coach in Middle Tennessee history. My dad was a coach. He lost all the games. They made him the principal. So he didn't do as well. Or maybe he did better. He got out of it. But you do what you do. I was playing golf with Phil Mickelson once, and it just came out. He said, I don't know if I'll play on the senior tour or not. And I said, you do what you do. You're a golfer. So coach is coach. So I asked Dick Vermeil when I left Texas, what should I tell people when they ask me if I want to coach again? He said, I've stayed out 17 years. I came back and won a Super Bowl. So don't ever tell anybody you're not going to coach again, because you'll look like a liar if you ever decide to. Now, I'm having fun. I got grandkids. I'm speaking a lot. I'm traveling. I watch every football game that's on because I have to. My wife said the other night, I think that one of the Mack games was on at Central Michigan, maybe in Western Michigan. She said, the mothers aren't even watching this game. And you're sitting here watching the game. But I love college football. And I love the coaches that coach it. I love the fans that are passionate about it. And I love the players that play it. And when we sit and say, these guys don't care anymore, there's a lot of guys that really do care. They didn't ask for the money. We gave it to them. They want discipline and regulation and rules. We didn't give it to them. Right now, NFL's got more guidelines than college football. And we got to get a lot of smart people in a room and figure it out. It's not fair to you, the fans. It's not fair to the kids. Everybody says, well, they're getting all this money. Well, some are, some aren't. And I don't know that that's healthy right now, just to give them all that money. And then we've got gambling that's going on while we're giving them money. We've got their heroes that are saying, man, if you'll put 500 in, you can get 5,000. And then we're yelling at them for gambling. We've got a lot of things that need to fix. We decided to give money and let agents get involved and then let the transfer portal happen anytime they want to. You transfer once, you got a 63% chance to graduate because your courses do not transfer in. Transfer 2 or 3 times, you're not going to graduate. You're not going to have the community like David does after you get through. You're not going to have the friends that you played with for 4 years. We say it's a 40-year decision, not 4, because it's a lifetime. It's not that way right now in some places, and it makes it really difficult. And I'm worried that the guys in their 4th transfer portal will not be able to graduate. They won't be able to get jobs. They've got no community support, and then we're going to start having mental health issues. And that's where I'm concerned.
You had 2 runs at North Carolina, and in Texas, obviously had a great run in Texas. Were you surprised that, at UNC, I know some people say, well, Coach Brown Too old. I mean, really. I mean, they're just going to roll in here, whether it be Bill Belichick or whatever else. Think this thing, I got this thing figured out, but it's a lot more nasty than maybe even the NFL is. It's like you said, because there are no guardrails right now.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever too old as long as you've got energy, because the experience is wonderful. You can't pay that for somebody else. Now, if you don't have the energy and you're tired, it doesn't work. But I don't talk about retirement. I'm rewired. I got more to do, man. I got some stuff I want to get accomplished still, and you start reinventing yourself, and you start looking at a new chapter of your life, and that's what we do. Tired sounds old to me. Sounds like you want to lay around and sleep all day, and I don't want to do that. I can't sleep anyway. But I do think that we're firing coaches faster than ever because the competitive balance is leaving us because of the amount of money that some schools have compared to others. We saw a 3-loss team last year in Clemson get the playoff. If Texas gets in this year, they would be a 3-loss team because they've got to beat Arkansas, and then they've got to beat A&M, and then somebody's got to put them in, and I wouldn't want to be on that committee trying to figure out who gets in. But we're going to see a 4-loss team in the future be in the playoffs. And we're seeing 9 teams play within the league now in the schedule. So we're going to quit playing the group of 5 teams so you can get 4 of those wins to go to a bowl more easily. So we're going to see more losses like the NFL. And people are going to they're just going to have to understand that. We've got to look hard at buyouts. I mean, we're paying people $70 million to get fired. Paying them $50 million. That doesn't work. That's not sustainable. That's not fair. I thought I was really stupid.
What do you think? I brought that up to Greg Sankey. What is the solution? Do the ADs just have to say no?
Yeah, I always thought I didn't want money for getting fired. I think that was really stupid. You should take a lot of money if you get fired, I guess. That's it. No, I think that if losing should be part of the cause. I mean, when we take these jobs, we're expected to win. And if you don't win a certain number of games, then there's going to be a change. Well, that you should be partly responsible for those losses.
Why is that, Coach? What has happened you got the Jimmy Sextons and the Trey Armstrongs that they have all the power now. I mean, you see it just keeps happening over and over. When is it? What is it going to take for that to change?
Well, the pool's small of those that can win. So it's easy to fire, it's hard to hire. And now we're firing faster than ever before. And the school that have these coaches that are winning at their own place, they're giving them extensions because they're talking to them every day. It's like dating. They're living with that school while you're trying to date them, and it ain't working, brother. So we're not letting you leave. What do you want? $15 million? We'll give you $15 million because that's cheaper than what we can go find somebody else, and we don't know whether they're going to win. So right now the pool is so small of those coaches that you really want that you better be careful when you get rid of yours that you know what you're doing to get somebody better. Or you keep changing coaches again in 3 more years. And that's the problem. But we've got agents involved with players. We've got agents involved with coaches. Agents are making a killing right now. They got a better job than anybody else.
You mentioned before the meeting about just you don't think it's sustainable. You look at Texas Tech. I mean, so reported that defensive line was $7 million about the defensive line. Look what they are, number 7 in the nation right now. So do you like that from a standpoint if that's what it comes down to? Find the donor, find the booster that can cut a check and raise $20 million, $50 million, $70 million, $100 million. I mean, is that where we're headed until somebody changes something?
Well, it is. And I don't like it because, again, you lose competitive balance for those that have the billion-dollar guys that are going to jump in and pay their money. And those people don't want it to change. But if you look, Texas Tech's not a brand name, but they're right now a top 10 team. Vanderbilt's not a brand name. They're that competitive in the top 10, 15 teams. Indiana's not a brand name, but now they can win. So what we've done, with the money, we've allowed a non-brand team with money to have a better chance to compete. But you've still got to do a great job in that locker room. You've still got to have discipline. You've still got to have team chemistry. You've still got to do a great job coaching. And those three coaches at Texas Tech and at Vanderbilt and at Indiana are doing a tremendous job coaching, but they've got better players than they've had in the past because they're able to pay them to get them to come.
What about, obviously, the Arkansas job is open. This is the 6th coaching search that we've had in 20 years. Is Arkansas a good job?
I think, again, it depends on the commitment. Most of the jobs, and I don't know enough about it to comment. That would be really wrong of me because I haven't looked at the numbers. And most of the jobs that are out there, the expectations are higher than the commitment. And that's really difficult. And people don't want to hear it because it sounds like, ooh, that's not fun. But to compete anymore, you're going to have to put a whole lot of money into it, or you shouldn't expect your coach to win. And that's it. It's just people are buying players. And you got to figure out, number one, do you have the money? And number two, do you commit it? And then what do you do to the Olympic sports? What happens to all the other sports when all the money goes to football and then to men's basketball? And then what happens to gymnastics or what happens to track and what happens to golf and baseball? And because there's not enough money to go around. And that's the problem we've got right now. Most athletics departments are in financial trouble anyway, and then we ask them to give us $20 million more for revenue sharing. So we're not being fair to the president or the athletics director either, because we're asking them to give us more money. And if you're my wife, who's smarter than I am, she did something that you all should do. She said, when you go to a school, go back 20 years and see what their average record is per year, because that's who they are. When I went back to North Carolina, they had averaged 5.7 wins for 20 years. She said, you want to win 9, 10, sure, but this is what you are. So you go back 20 years and look at what you are. Why are those 6 coaches fired? Did we hire the wrong one? Did we not give them enough support? Why'd they get fired? Because Coach Bowden taught me if you keep doing the same things that are wrong, you're going to keep getting the same results that are bad. And that's just facts.
Well, you mentioned Indiana, Vanderbilt. They're not blue bloods, and they're top 15 teams now. I mean, and Cignetti was not even a superstar coach. So somehow they were able to break the code there and make it work. So there is hope out there. What about the old days we had player development? What about the old days? Can you find some players that maybe don't need $500,000 out of high school and develop players? Can you do that anymore?
Yeah, I still think you can. It's harder because people have less patience in our society. People are wanting to win faster. And we're not really looking at why do you win and why do you lose. If you look at Arkansas's team, we talked about they've lost 4 games by less than a score. That's pretty impressive for a bunch of kids with an interim coach. And they've got agents telling them you better look around. They've got assistant coaches that are saying, I need to look around. What's Coach Petrino thinking if he doesn't get to stay? If he does stay, do the assistants get to stay? I mean, you talk about you talk about your culture, you talk about your confidence. Those late games are won in the fourth quarter with confidence and togetherness. And it's hard to have that when everybody's all over the place. So I'm impressed by what Bobby's done and these kids because they've played so hard. They haven't finished, but they haven't quit. They haven't laid down and said, I'm tired of this, it's not working. And they could have, because they got a lot of stuff thrown on them that they didn't ask for.
Can we just enjoy for a few minutes the good old days? Go back when you said Matt Jones came to Austin, you couldn't stop him.
That wasn't a good old day for me. I remember that big sucker went 60 yards, and we stood there and watched him, and I've said, God, he's fast to be so big.
Yeah, that was a shocker for those who remember. I mean, they rolled into Austin, and I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Yeah, you keep bringing that up.
And then, of course, the Cotton Bowl with Clint Sterner, Anthony Lucas. It's amazing, that story of what Houston did with those players that had not won with Danny Ford, goes to show you what, with the right motivation, you had talent there, and just to push the right buttons.
Yeah, it's got to be a fit. And that's what you asked me about coaching again. I would know where I was a fit, and I wouldn't go somewhere where I didn't fit because it's not going to work. So you got to find the right fit, and then you got to be all in. And everybody's got to support. You can't. It always got me that if you hire a coach and you say, well, I don't like him, it doesn't matter. You're already married, man. And you got him for a while, so you better like him. That's just part of the deal. Or when you want one fired, gripe to somebody who can fire him. Don't gripe to the public on social media. That hurts your recruiting. It hurts the kids. It hurts the coaches. Don't boo them at the game. I hated to see James Franklin booed with his family out on the field. These coaches are human beings. They've got lives. They're killing themselves to try to help your team. If it's not working, don't boo them. Go tell somebody with money to fire them and change. But don't do it publicly. That's not. We don't need a public hanging every time some coach doesn't do well, because they're good people.
I love you talking about some of the history. You're a Hall of Fame coach, and of course, you know, here at North Carolina, our good friend Lawrence Taylor at the Touchdown Club. You brought Lawrence back a few times, and that's always an adventure. He saw the tape. We love Lawrence. But I love the fact that I love what, you know, you always bring. You were mentioning Coach Broyles. You're throwing out all these names, Bobby Bowden. You told the story about Coach Broyles said about how many games, you know, you had to mentally be prepared for.
Yes, I was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. I think it was 84. And Coach Broyles was doing ABC at that time, and he and Coach Switzer were buddies. So I always tried to get a Coach Broyles or a Coach Snell, or a Coach Schembeckler that were doing TV to take me to dinner before the game because I wanted to pick their brain. So I'm sitting there with Coach Broyles Thursday night before our opening ball game, and he says to me, and I'm adore these older coaches, so I enjoyed talking to Molly today. I loved Coach Broyles. So I'm sitting there, and Coach Broyles said, what kind of team are you going to have? I said, I don't know. I mean, how do you know, Coach, till you play? He said, it's really simple. Unless you have players that are better than 7 teams you play, you're not going to have a good year because you're only going to get them to play great about 4 times. And the rest of the time, you better be good enough to beat them when you're not playing your best. And that stuck with me, and it probably ruined my life because every spring I'd start saying, how many teams are we better than on our schedule? But that's how brilliant he was. He just got it. And he was so honest and so direct, and that was such a joy.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've had the chance to be around some of the greatest of all time. And you're Hall of Famer, too. Besides Coach Broyles, is there 1 or 2 coaches that you look back and go, man, he was something special in the way he did things, in his mental approach, and in the way he handled his kids?
Yeah, I love Coach Bowden, and we were in the same league, and he beat my brains in. I said I put you in the Hall of Fame, but he was such a gentleman, such a good man. I love Coach Royal. He became like an older brother to me. I love Coach Hatfield because we coached against him when he was at Clemson and Rice. And then you got Bo Schembeckler, and I love Coach Paterno. Coach was so good to me, and it didn't end well. And I'm still not sure with some of the stuff. Media would call me, and I'd ask Coach, help me with what I'm supposed to say, because everybody knows we're close. But Coach Broyles, those guys just got it. Coach Holtz. I would call them, and they'd call me back in 15 minutes to give me an answer. It was interesting. I asked Coach Bowden once. I said, we'd lost a couple of times to Oklahoma, and I said, what do you do to flip a rival game? He said, when you're good enough and you're tired of hearing it, you'll beat them. These older guys just took complicated things and made them very simple, and that was so fun for me.
Yeah, think about that. You were the offensive coordinator under Barry Switzer. Yeah, and he was an Arkansan, very unique, different kind of coach. Everybody has a different style. We were talking about Bobby Dodd and Frank Broyles and Barry Switzer and Mack Brown. Everybody has their own style that works a certain way.
Coach Switzer's different. I can tell a lot of the stories. How about this story? And this was Coach Switzer and at his best. We're number one in the country at Oklahoma. We're going to play Kansas, and they're awful. And we're about the 7th game of the year. Danny Bradley's our starting quarterback. He's out. Mike Clopton was our backup quarterback. He'd had an academic issue that popped up. So we had to play this freshman that hadn't played any named Troy Aikman. And Troy, he hadn't played, hadn't practiced. He just redshirted. So Troy says, Coach, I'm worried about throwing an interception. I said, Kansas is bad. Don't worry about it. It won't come down to that. We're good. We go to Kansas. It's pouring the rain. There's an hour and 45-minute delay. And I mean, there's nobody there. We come back out to play. There's probably moms and a few dads. But there's nobody in those stands. So we're down 10-7 at halftime, and they are awful. They're not bad. So the young offensive coordinator walks in. You're the offensive team. You're sitting there. And I said, that's awful. I took a chair, and if you take a metal chair against metal lockers and you throw it and it goes around the room, it can get really loud. So I threw it, and I said, you guys stink. I can't believe you're going to lose the game. You're not ready to play. You're not tough. We got a freshman quarterback, and you're not even helping him. I don't even want to watch it. I'm sick of watching you. If you don't get better, you're going to lose the game. I slammed the door and walked out. We got beat 44-10. So I'm on the plane going home. Young offensive coordinator, there's a seat next to me. You should never let that happen after you play that bad. Coach Switzer comes over and sits down next to me on the plane. And I said, look, Coach, I'm sorry. God, this was awful. I'm embarrassed. It was a horrible. And he said, well, and this is Coach Switzer. This is why he was so successful. You know what? You lose your first quarterback, it's hard to win. Lose two quarterbacks, you're probably not going to win. Then you got to play a freshman. So we knew it was going to be a hard game. But he said, let me tell you something. Those kids love you, and they really respect you, and they're going to listen to you. And what you did, you convinced them you were going to lose the game. I felt about this big. And he said, when they're down, man, you pick them up. You pick them up. You don't beat them down because you convinced them they were going to lose. So 10 years later, we're playing Oklahoma State in Austin. We're down 35-14 at halftime. I'm walking off the field, and I feel Coach Switzer on my shoulder saying, hey, man, it's bad. It's bad. Pick them up. When they're down, pick them up. So I walk in the locker room with the coaches, and I said, hey, what a first half, man. Oklahoma State's so lucky. We're playing hard, but we're not playing good. But this is going to be the best comeback in the history of Texas football. How fun is this? It's going to be so cool. And they're all looking at me like he has absolutely lost it. I said, so go in there and convince the players how we're going to win. So I go in, I put 42-35 on the grease board, and I said, this is going to be the best night ever for us. We beat them 56-35. Just absolutely killed them. And after the game, I walked in and apologized to the team, said, I'm sorry, I underestimate you. But my mom was tough. It was my grandfather, the coach's daughter. And I had to call her after every game as a night game. So I did the team, the media, Longhorn Network at that time. Then I called Mother. And I said, Mom, what about that halftime speech, huh? What about that? She said, if you'd have had a better damn pregame speech, you wouldn't have had to have the halftime speech. Facts, Mom.
Last thing, Arkansas plays Texas this Saturday in Austin. You know, it's pretty amazing what Coach Broyles did. You know, Arkansas didn't have the resources, didn't have the recruits, but he somehow changed the future and the direction of the program, and we were at times, you know, able to compete with Texas. What do you see happening this weekend? Obviously, it's a tough situation for Arkansas. Texas trying to find its way. What do you think happens this weekend?
I think it's an interesting game because Arkansas has been in every game with a chance to win. So there's obviously not the confidence to finish that they've got. The game for Texas is between Georgia and A&M. Texas got embarrassed in the fourth quarter. So they're going to get beaten up all week. They're going to be cussed all week, so I think they will be more. So, and that stadium, they've done a good job now with the fans and all of that. I think they're like 23-1 there the last 24 games. So I would think Texas would be ready to play because they have to. And then you add the fact that it's Arkansas, which adds that flavor of history and tradition, which people my age sure understand with what they do. But Bobby will have them ready to play. Those kids will be excited about going to Austin to play, and they just left Baton Rouge to go to Austin. So, I mean, that hadn't been the easiest route either. And I think we're also going to have to look at scheduling in the future. Your schedule can make a difference in your season. So I don't know who's making those schedules, but it's hard to go to Baton Rouge and to Austin back-to-back. That's hard to do, so we look at it. But I think it'll be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. But again, both are kind of desperate. So it'll be two that have a lot of reason to play.
Well, I think it's pretty clear to see why this guy is a Hall of Fame coach. Let's give it up for Mack Brown, everybody.
All right, we got to
Mack.
take a break, and we will head in and come back and wrap things up on the other side. From the Little Rock Touchdown Club, stick around. You're in the zone. Get her done after this. Pick it in, Seal.
After 17 years, that's what he goes there for.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we believe one thing above all. When pain ends, life begins. Whether you're chasing a touchdown, a grandkid, or just chasing relief from chronic pain, we're here to help you get back in the game pain-free. Proud sponsors of the Little Rock Touchdown Club and proud to serve Arkansans who refuse to let pain win. Call Arkansas Spine and Pain today, 501-227-0184, because when pain ends, life begins. Arkansas Spine and Pain, ASAP.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours, or just a little too cheap, or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, our low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
It's time for Black Friday, Dell Technologies' biggest sale of the year. Enjoy huge savings on select PCs like the Dell 16 Plus, featuring Intel Core Ultra processors. And with built-in advanced features, it's the PC that helps you do more, faster. Plus, earn Dell rewards and enjoy many other benefits, like free shipping, price match guarantee, and expert support. They also have huge deals on accessories that pair perfectly with your Dell PC and make perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
You're back in the zone. You want to get into the show, but too busy to Call, message us on our live fan feedback, or text us on our text line at 501-661-1037.
Final segment for the Touchdown Club brought to you by Gwatney Chevrolet. They've got deals happening all over the place. Take advantage of massive savings. They've got 10% off in-stock Equinox models. Get the all-new body style today. Why wait? You don't have to. You can go ahead and just do it right now. If you need big space, they're offering 10% off a brand-new Suburban, and you can drive out in an all-new Trailblazer with payments as low as $329 a month. That's $329 to you and me. What a deal. You don't have to wait for Black Friday because the deals are here now at Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville, so I want you to stop by and see them at TP White Drive. Get off of the James Street exit if you're heading north from the capital city. Get off, get yourself a deal on all kinds of different vehicles, big ones, small ones, and everything in between. And they've got good deals on Silverados also. An incredible low price of just $29,900 on a brand-new Silverado. Yes, it's all too real, my friends. And you can see all of it at GwatneyChevrolet.com or pop out and see our friends in Jacksonville. All right, quickly, let's do a What's on Tap for tonight. Wait. Trip's like, yes, and... Trip, this is where you play the What's on Tap.
I know. I'm sorry. I wasn't
ready. Flyway Brewing.
Here it is. Hang on. I wasn't ready.
What's on Tap? Highlighting the biggest sporting events each day is brought to you by Flyway Brewing, with locations in Argenta, Memphis, and Fayetteville. For more info, go to flywaybrewing.com. Fresh beer starts there. Follow the migration.
Give me a little beer time from Justin Moore, could you? Just get me in the mood for What's on Tap. That's typically how we do it. On the buzz tonight. What is today, the 17th?
See.
Okay, 17th tonight. Got live with Coach Cal with Chuck Baird at 7 o'clock, recapping the win over Samford on Friday night. Hard-fought victory. Also, Ray Tucker Outdoors at 8 o'clock tonight. And then we'll go right into the Cowboys game. They are playing the Las Vegas Raiders, which is still weird to me. By the way, Hogs back on the court against Winthrop on Tuesday. Over on Buzz 2 tonight, of course, it's the final Nathan Brown show of the season at 7 o'clock live from Walk-Ons in Conway. If you want to swing by and see us, we will be there around 6:30, and we'll start at 7, and then we'll go from there. Should be a good time. And then as far as what's on from a national standpoint, obviously the Monday Night Football game is on television, and the Milwaukee Bucks playing at Cleveland tonight in the NBA on Peacock. And let's see, any good college games tonight? Not really, I guess. You know, a lot of paid victims for tonight. The Dallas game, by the way, kicks off 7:15 on ABC and ESPN. And I guess we didn't talk about it, but I saw a note, but then I never really went back and followed up. I guess Disney resolved their YouTube deal this weekend?
Yeah, right before the games get started up. So now what do I do?
I don't know. I'm just going to keep my ESPN too and say screw it. I don't care. Whatever. They got my money. They got what they wanted. Wes, what's up?
Hey, guys. How are you?
We're good. Mack Brown was a treat today.
I know. I've always liked him.
Yeah.
We got Clint Sterner coming up at 1:30 thanks to Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. At 2 o'clock, Joe Klein's in the studio hanging out with us for an hour. And then at 3:30, Ethan Westerman from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, WholeHogSports.com, will join us to talk about football, Petrino's press conference today, a little Razorback basketball. So just talk a little Razorbacks with Ethan at 3:30.
Any concerns about the basketball team from the weekend?
No. You watched that team play against UCA, right, Sunday?
Yeah.
They're good. I mean, that offense is fun to watch. You know, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, that other team's not bad. And they got a tough offense. And you know what, they gave Arkansas a good game, but they played through it and got the win.
They did. Got to figure out a way. Stick around. Out of Bounds got a way. We'll be back in the studio tomorrow.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 50